Welcome to a presentation of Kerle Tire High School Football on exploreClarion and D9Sports.com. Michael Collins alongside of me, Dustin, Kifer, Tyler Oakes producing the broadcast, and Chase Steinman on camera from Redbank Valley here this evening as the 3-0 Keystone Panthers visit the 3-0 Redbank Valley Bulldogs. Pleasure to be down here. We'd like to welcome you to our broadcast and the Kerle Tire Pregame Show. We certainly, out of the gate here, Dustin, it's good to finally get a chance to work with you here. We want to appreciate our host school, Redbank Valley, this evening as they roll out the red carpet for us.
Yeah, Athletic Director Matt Darn, all the folks down here. You know, with the success of this Redbank Valley team over the last few years, we've had an opportunity to be down here quite a bit. And we've seen these Redbank Valley folks. Like you said, Mike, it's good to work with you. We've seen each other a lot throughout many, many years in the broadcasting business. And with Mike Kalinowski, Bob Dunkel, we like to call them our C team, not even the B team. But we shipped them up to the rivalry game up in Oil City tonight, Franklin and Oil City. That's on Explore Venango this evening. But here on Explore Clarion's Facebook and YouTube page, we have this one for you. But Redbank Valley, always doing a great job. They're very welcoming to us, give us whatever we need, whatever space we need. People here in the press box are wonderful to work with as well. So we certainly appreciate their hosting this evening, and they're welcoming us here tonight.
And we would like to appreciate our rolling out the red carpet sponsor, McMillan's Carpet Outlet. They're located just south of I-80 on Route 66. If you want to stop by, you might need some new flooring here before the holiday season.
I'll tell you, I put a substantial amount of money into some flooring for my basement, and they were very easy to work with, easy to communicate with. They helped us out, helped us do some of the CAD, gave us some great advice as well. So that was back last spring, and couldn't recommend anybody better than that, Mike.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to get rolling here as we are rolling with our Kerle Tire pregame show. We got a whole slate lined up for you in the pregame show. We're going to go inside the game. We're going to take a look around D9. We're going to really look at a few key players on both of these football teams here this evening. We'll check out the field conditions, the weather, and then we'll get to our kickoff as we roll along. But out of the gate here, both of these teams, Dustin, at 3-0, undefeated, playing good football here in the early portion of the season, but they've gotten to 3-0 both different ways here this year.
Yeah, I think it's a unique way to look at two 3-0 teams. You love having a matchup here in week number 4 where you have a couple of unbeaten teams. That's the best part of it. But when you look through it, the thought process on Redbank Valley's side is we were the state runner-up last year. District 9 Class A champions, made it to Hershey, losing that state championship game, a close one there. And you look at this and you think, well, we wanted to be 3-0 at this point in the season. I mean, with Smethport and with Karnes City, and then Brookville, or I'm drawing a blank, but with the 3 games that they've had so far this season, Redbank Valley kind of expecting to have that 3-0 record. For Keystone, not so, I don't want to say that they didn't expect to be 3-0 at this point in the season, but it was more a thought process of a massive question mark, right? You bring in a new head coach in Todd Smith, and you bring in a little bit of a new system for this Keystone team as well, and as you come into a season like that, you just have the big questions of, are we going to be successful this year? And for Keystone, the 3-0 record here at this point, it was Punxsutawney last week, by the way, that Redbank Valley beat. But for Keystone beating Coudersport in week 1 and then just thumping Union AC Valley and getting an exciting victory last week with a little bit of controversy at the end of that Brookville game, but getting an exciting win last week over a pretty tough, albeit struggling Brookville team this year. It's an interesting way in which these two teams have gotten to 3-0 so far this season, and kind of two different paths getting there, two different mindsets in getting there, and but here we are at 3-0 in a mid-season important game in this District 9 league matchup.
Redbank Valley likes to throw the football, and really they do it, and they do it well, and so you don't see that a whole lot here in District 9. But this is a football team that can really put it in the air. So they've gotten there that way. Cam Wagner's been doing great for them early on in the season. And, of course, with Keystone, 2 stellar running backs they have, playmakers there, and they really propel that offense and defense for this football team.
Yeah, for Redbank Valley, the neat part with them is that they are just balance is really the best description for them. When you look at some of the numbers so far this season, I mean, there is perfect balance. 60 rush attempts on the season, 62 pass attempts on the season. So,
Yes.
I have that backwards, actually. 62 rush and 60 pass, whatever the case, and they're very close numbers. You can't ask for anything better than that at the high school level balance. And I think, Mike, later on we will highlight in particular some of these numbers and some of these players for Keystone and for Redbank Valley. But you're spot on that this Redbank Valley team not afraid to throw the football around a little bit, and from that you get a lot of balance. They're not afraid. They'll mix in the pass. They'll go to the run as well. For Keystone, as we look inside this game, a lot of the wing tee type of movement is what you can expect from this Keystone team, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of those key players after this timeout.
Absolutely. So with that being said, we're going to take a break, and we're going to continue with our Kerle Tire Pregame Show, high school football on D9 Sports and exploreClarion.com.
Located at 511 Main Street in Shippenville, All American Awards and Engraving is expanding to provide even better customer service with that personal small-town feel. From embroidery to engraving to screen printing to personalized gifts, All American Awards and Engraving is ready to help you make your organization, business, school team, or event stand out with All American Awards and Engraving's quality promotional products. Visit their showroom for apparel, trophy, and awards ideas at 511 Main Street, or visit their website at allamericanhq.com.
Located in Parker, Emlenton, and Clarion, UFP Parker is now hiring for several skill levels, including general labor, truss assembler, and industrial assemblers. For more information, visit ufpi.com/careers.
Lampro has the John Deere tractor you need and want. We have tractor loader packages starting at just $179 per month. Find yours at your local Lampro or build your own at lamproequipment.com.
Peekaboo and picture books, stacking blocks and waving bye-bye. Babies and toddlers grow and change at an astounding rate, and child development research has established that the rate of development and learning is most rapid in the preschool years. Next Step Therapy is an early intervention provider, assisting families with children from birth to 6 years old to maximize their child's development. Early intervention services during the first years can make a big difference in a child's life. Next Step Therapy offers a variety of professional services, including physical, occupational, and speech therapy, along with special instruction, nutritional guidance, and sensory integration. Services are provided at the Enrichment Center and in the home environment. As a parent, you have a choice. Choose the caring professionals at Next Step Therapy. Log on to nextsteptherapy.net to find out more about Next Step Therapy. 145 Steffi Boulevard in Seneca and at 42490 State Highway 27 in Titusville. Next Step Therapy, helping children reach their full potential.
Throughout West Central Pennsylvania, people are losing their glasses. Well, they haven't really lost them. They just don't need them anymore. Thanks to the amazing LASIK surgeons at Laurel Eye Clinic. Call Laurel Eye Clinic and schedule your free consultation.
Zockrell Motor Truck Sales in Clarion is an International Diamond Ed certified service department. As one of only 276 such shops in all of North America, you can be sure that when your medium or heavy-duty truck needs service, the job will be done correctly at Zockrell Motors. Our work is guaranteed nationwide at any international truck dealer, and our parts and service prices can't be beaten. Our technicians are factory trained and factory certified. Don't trust a shop that just thinks that they can make repairs. Come to Zockrell Motors Diamond Ed Certified Service Department. If it's maintenance you need, click ZockrellMotors.com or call us for a quote on those jobs too. Our prices are great. Best of all, you know the repair is done right and it's guaranteed. Get your truck service work done at Zockrell Motor Truck Sales, 2 miles north of exit 64 Interstate 80 in Clarion.
Here in Redbank Valley with our Kerle Tire High School Football Game of the Week on the EYT Media Network. And, man, what a beautiful, beautiful evening we have here for some football. Of course, the leaves are going to be changing soon. We have a beautiful view over the horizon here in Redbank Valley. So what we're going to do here is we are going to go inside the game, a segment sponsored by All Seasons Temporary. We're going to talk about some key players on both of these football teams.
Yeah, start off with Keystone first of all, and if you're going to talk about key players for the Keystone Panthers, you have to start with 2 and 22. I give credit to Brad Dittman, the head coach of the Union AC Valley Falcon Knights, for coining it's the 2 and 22 show after those two guys just ran all over Union AC Valley in that game. Number 2 being Tyler Albright, number 22 being Kyle Nellis. Now, this Keystone team, what you're going to see offensively out of them is a lot of your standard wing tee type of stuff. Doesn't mean they're not going to send 2 guys out to both sides or spread some people out a little bit, but a lot of the time, or maybe a double tight or something like that, but a lot of the time you're going to get your standard wing on both sides of the formation, and you're going to get a back in the backfield. Sometimes that back in the backfield is Nellis, and then they'll have Albright on a side, and usually Spencer Heater comes in as the other wing back. Or Nellis and Albright are going to be your 2 wings. But when you look at the numbers for this Keystone team, 56 carries, 56 touches on the ground for Kyle Nellis, 24 for Tyler Albright, and then the next number, you have 27 for Race Weaver, but remember sacks get factored into all of that type of stuff. The next number is Spencer Heater with 5 touches. So you're going to see, that doesn't mean Heater doesn't serve a purpose out there when he comes in at a wingback, or Sam Hunsberger, who will fill in whenever Nellis and Albright go to the 2 wings, and he comes in as that lone back in the backfield, because they serve a critical blocking role there in this offense. But those are the 2 guys to key on. And for Keystone, when they run out of that wing tee, you get a lot of those basic wing tee movements and motions within their offense. You'll see a guy go straight across in motion on a jet type of motion. You'll see the back in the backfield go on a counter dive or something like that, and then you'll see the opposite wing come back on a counter play. And looking at film from the Union AC Valley Keystone game from a couple of weeks ago, that same motion, that same action, what happened multiple times. Talking countless times in that football game. But what it comes down to then is just keeping it unpredictable, keeping the other team guessing, and executing on your blocks and doing what you need to do and finding your guy and doing your job. And so for Keystone, those are the key players. You want to watch Albright, you're going to hear Nellis's name called a bunch. Another guy I want to highlight is Elijah Wood. Elijah Wood is a name that a lot of people aren't going to recognize from Keystone because he wasn't a Keystone Panther last year. Family moves into the area during this, between the last school year and this school year, and he has become immediately an impact player for this team. He's leading this team in tackles from that middle linebacker position, and he's also, I think, a starting right guard or right tackle on the right side of the line for the Keystone Panthers most of this season as well. So that's another key player. And one last name I want to point out to you, and you're going to see him under center all night tonight, and that's junior quarterback Race Weaver. And you might look and say, why? Why talk about him? 10 of 23, the number's there. But I'm telling you this, folks, that's a quarterback right there. Brett Wingard graduates last year. He has to step in not only as a junior quarterback, but he's stepping into a completely new system. Coach Todd Smith steps in. He's bringing it's not a hurry-up offense necessarily, but it's a no-huddle offense. It's a get to the line, check with me on the sideline for your formation and your play. He's got to learn that. He's got to adjust a little bit of Coach Ryan Smith's offense to Coach Todd Smith's offense this year. And for him to be able to do that and run this offense as effectively as he has is certainly something to credit the junior quarterback Race Weaver for. So those are some of the key players and the key names to look at for the Keystone Panthers. For Redbank Valley, Mike, I know you and I talked about this already, but Cam Wagner is one.
Cam Wagner, what can you say about the kid? He started 3 games his freshman year. If you can remember back 3 years ago, he started 3 games, went 2-1, broke his collarbone in that championship or that district championship game, and he bounced back. He didn't play much last year. Of course, Bryson Bain was the man down here, but Coach Blaine Gold said that this kid has showed that maturity level that you need, for a player who has had that playing time before that didn't get it, and now the show is his. He's shown great maturity.
What better maturity display and what better example for kids all the way through? I'm talking JV, junior high, youth football, to watch Cam Wagner play so much and be such an important piece and quarterback, one of the quarterbacks of this team. And then last year, Bain steps in.
Yeah.
Coach Gold says he's our guy. He gives us the best chance to win here. And Cam says, put me where you need me. Yeah. And what's the result? A district championship and a trip to Hershey last year. I mean, that's an admirable quality. Forget all the football stuff. That's a pretty admirable quality out of a young man. And so it's great to see the success that Wagner is having. He has 11 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions on the season here. You can't beat that ratio. They put him in good positions to make good passing plays. He makes good decisions. 42 of 58. That's above a 70% completion
72%.
percent.
Yeah.
That's impressive stuff. So Coach Gold calls a good offense that puts him in good positions, and Wagner makes great decisions as well.
What do you think about this running back, this sophomore running back, Drew Byers, here for Redbank Valley?
Well, they're calling his number quite a bit, and he's the balance. We talked about balance earlier, right? How they are able to balance the run and the pass in this Redbank Valley team, maybe as well as any team that you see with the 60-62 ratio. But Byers has answered the call, right? I mean, he has stepped in. They need that. If not, it's all on Wagner to throw the football around. Byers has come in. He's a strong runner. He's a shifty runner as well. He's able to get out into space, but he's also able to run it up the gut if you need him to. 37 carries on the season, 248 yards. So he's getting, 12 touches a game, which is a nice number there. Wagner's going to be willing to run the ball as well, as he'll get out into space at 127 yards for him as well. But, yeah, Byers has had a nice sophomore season so far, and I think that's something that Coach Gold and the entire coaching staff and all Redbank Valley fans have to be excited that they have been able to slide him right in there and get him rolling here. And don't forget, for this Redbank Valley team, if Wagner's going to throw it around some, a couple of his favorite targets, Tate Minnick, he's a couple of senior targets here. Tate Minnick, 16 catches, 216 and 3 scores. Aiden Orts has 12 catches on the season, just over 220 yards for him, and he has 4 touchdowns on the season as well. So just a few of the names that we expect to hear for Redbank Valley tonight.
A potent Redbank Valley attack indeed. So that's a look inside the game, brought to you by All Seasons Temporaries. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to go around D9. You're tuned in to the Kerle Tire High School Football Game of the Week on D9 Sports and exploreClarion.com.
Our focus has always been on you at Clarion County Community Bank. So let's talk about your needs of today and your plans for tomorrow. Let's talk if you're looking to update your home, expand your business, finance equipment, or establish a line of credit. Let's talk about making your dreams a reality at any one of our 4 locations in Clarion, New Bethlehem, Reimersburg, and Franklin. Clarion County Community Bank. There is a difference.
Redbank Chevrolet, the area's #1 Chevrolet dealer and Clarion County's truck headquarters. So if you're in the market for a new or used Chevrolet car, truck, or SUV, go to Redbank Chevrolet, 500 Broad Street in New Bethlehem, or online redbankchevrolet.com. Skilled staff at Redbank Chevrolet is ready to meet all of your automotive needs. If we don't see you today, we'll see you at Redbank Chevrolet.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kerle's kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kerle's, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
We're back here in Redbank Valley for our Kerle Tire High School football game of the week. And we have a good one set up here with 3-0 Redbank Valley hosting 3-0 Keystone this evening. We're going to take a look around the other games going on in D9 here this evening.
Punxsutawney's at Central Clarion tonight. That's an interesting matchup there. A Punxsutawney team that's much improved. Of course, played a close one with Redbank Valley last week, but Punxsutawney at Central Clarion. Union AC Valley is at Brockway this evening. St. Mary's at Carson City tonight. You have Montauk at Brookville. DuBois at Bradford. Cameron County at Port Allegheny. Clearfield at Phillipsburg, Osceola. Smethport at Coudersport. Southern Huntington's at Kerwinsville tonight. Sheffield at Elk County Catholic. Kane at Ridgeway. And Otto Eldred is at Bucktail. That's your District 9 around District 9 tonight. Don't forget to check out the District 9 scoreboard online at d9sports.com. The Zoccaro Motors scoreboard updates will be coming along throughout the game as well. We'll keep you updated on what's going on all across District 9.
There you see Keystone coming out onto the field with the American flag. You got to think that they are pretty amped up to play in front of this crowd here this evening. They know that Redbank Valley gets a lot of the pub.
Yeah.
They're a good football team. They know that they're a good football team as well. So you got to think that they're going to really try to impose their will here from the start in this one. Maybe take the Redbank side out of it. We'll see. But as we roll along through our Kerle Tire Pregame Show here, I think we're coming up on the national anthem. And we are going to pause for that. All right, a beautiful rendition of the national anthem played by the Redbank Valley Band here. So we'll continue with our Kerle Tire Pregame Show, and we're going to, well, let's talk about the field conditions here, and of course sponsored by Cousin Basil's Restaurant.
Yeah, field conditions not too bad here tonight. We haven't had a whole lot of inclement weather that would cause much of a problem for the field conditions. A little bit of wear and tear down near the goal lines, right in the middle of the field as well. You know, you have soccer played on this field, youth football, some games throughout the season there as well. So you get a little bit of wear from the field, but otherwise I had an opportunity to make my way down to the field prior to the game when I got here, and the footing is great. I was able to make some great cuts out there. You should have seen me. But the camera wasn't here yet, so there's no record of it anywhere. But the cuts I was making, the footing is good enough for me to even make those cuts. So it looks good out there. Should be a great night for football, and I don't think the field's going to play too much of a factor this evening.
And here comes Redbank Valley coming on out to a hyped up home crowd. They certainly play well in front of their home fans down here in New Bethlehem. We should expect the same here this evening. So the J&J Feeds in Needs and Trailer Sales weather forecast, what's it looking like on the horizon?
71 degrees right now is going to be our kickoff temperature this evening. We should be heading down into the mid-60s as the game goes on. This is a mid-September football game. It's beautiful skies, no weather to speak of, no precipitation to speak of. It's a game that it started a little bit warm. It's cooling down already, and it's going to be pretty chilly by the end of it, but it's going to be a comfortable night tonight for the fans, comfortable night for the players this evening. Perfect weather once again for our Week 4 game.
Absolutely. I'm sure the players and coaches appreciate the fact that the humidity is low. So humidity can make for some problems sometimes, but not tonight. It's going to be a perfect night for football. Of course, our J&J Feeds and Needs and Trailer Sales weather forecast. And so as the teams meet for the honorary coin toss, we are going to go over not the governor's keys, but Kifer's keys in this one.
Let's start with the Redbank Valley Bulldogs first of all. Keystone loves all of the wing team movement that happens there. And they're going to try to keep you guessing. They're going to try to keep multiple people moving in multiple directions. If you're Redbank Valley, defensively against a wing T type of offense or anything that looks like that or has those principles, it is simple. You have to do your job. You have to have integrity to your responsibility. And when you start doing your own thing is when things start getting out of whack. And so for Redbank Valley, I think you just got to stay true, stay to your gaps, stay to your principles defensively, and make them do their thing. For the Keystone, that's defensively. For Redbank Valley, keep the balance on offense as well. I mean, the balance of run and pass with Wagner and Byers has worked well so far this season. Keep that balance. If you're the Keystone Panthers, turnovers are going to be critical here. You cannot turn the football over. You can't put the ball on the ground. And time of possession, I think, is key for Keystone. A victory for Keystone at the end of tonight, we're going to look back and we're going to say, wow, they really dominated the time of possession in this game. They were able to put together long, sustained drives, 3, 4, 5, 6 yards at a time, a few big chunk plays, and that's what Keystone, I think, needs to do to come away with a victory here tonight. This is one of those games for Keystone where send a message that, hey, we are here. We're 3-0, and we belong in the discussion as one of the better teams in this league this season.
All right, so that was our Kerle's Kitchens, Kifer's Keys. A lot of K's in there, right? Not the governor tonight. They're in Oil City calling the game. We are here in Redbank Valley, and we're ready to get it kicked off here as number 21, Owen Klaus, has it teed up. Redbank Valley deferred, and so they'll get the ball at the half. Keystone will get it, and back deep. Heater's back there, but it looks like it's going to be Nellis taking it at the 15-yard line. He's going to cut across the field to the 20, to the 25-yard line, so nice job of coverage and a good return there. First down and 10, it looks like at the 25-yard line for Keystone.
And we get our first look here at junior quarterback Race Weaver for the Keystone Panthers. Our first game of the season for these Keystone Panthers here, our first broadcast with the Panthers. You already see the Panthers. It's not necessarily a hurry-up offense, but it is a no-huddle offense.
And they will start with those wing backs and the deep back. As Nellis, they'll send a man in motion. That's all right. They're going to give it to the deep back, Nellis, and he picks up a couple yards on first down there to about the 27, maybe the 28-yard line, bringing up a second down and 8.
And that's one of those run plays that I talked about there, one of the formations and personnel packages that we expected. Albright at the right side wing. It was Spencer Heater, I think, at the left side wing. They've now checked him out of the game to be replaced by Sam Hogue on that left side. He'll make his way into an I formation as a fullback position, but Nellis is the deep back.
So the I formation, as you mentioned, up under center is Race Weaver. He sends a man in motion, left to right. And he will give it to that deep back. Again, that's Nellis. He makes his way across the 40-yard line, still spinning and breaking tackles as he approached the 48-yard line. A good pickup from the 28 to the 48, and a first down here.
20-yard pickup there as Nellis gets the call again. And what did you notice the difference in the personnel package? Heater checks out. They bring in Sam Hogue in that fullback, and they go to more of a true I formation type of look and just the fullback blocking. It was a fullback lead, and Nellis is able to get that extra space up through the gut, and he has a quick first step, if you notice that, with Kyle Nellis. And a fresh set of downs for the Panthers.
And the 47 in the wing back look again. They're going to give it to the end around man, and that is Albright, and he is going to make first down yardage. Crosses the 50-yard line down past the 45 to about the 41-yard line. Pick up a 12 and a first down here for Keystone.
And there's your counter play, Mike. I mean, it's the same exact formation, and that's the key. That's what you love about this style of offense is you keep mixing and matching. You get them gash them for 14 yards right up the middle, and then you bring the counter back with Albright. Same exact look, same exact dive play, and here we go. Now this time Nellis goes out to the left
motion. They're going to give it to him around that corner. You see the 40, 35 to 30. He's racing down the sideline. He's to the 20 to 10 and pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Big time gain and a first down here for Keystone.
Let's take a look at that one again here. Kyle Nellis, and again, the timing is so important on the snap to Weaver. You got to get that at the exact time, and then Nellis. I think it's hard to see it on film sometimes, but that boy can run. And when he gets to the outside, he is going to create some space. A 32-yard pickup, 54 yards on 3 carries for the senior Nellis.
And they'll come out in the I formation. The ball is just placed outside the 10 at the 11-yard line. Again, they give to Nellis over that left side, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gain 1 there to the 10. We'll see where they mark it. It'll bring up second down.
Carson Roop doing a nice job of collapsing that time. And again, we've seen a little bit of everything. We've seen the jet sweep. We've seen the counter come back with Albright. We've seen them go up the gut with Nellis. Pickup of 1 that time.
Just underway here at Redbank Valley, 9:30 remaining here in the first quarter as Weaver will come up under center with that wing-back look. Slogging off to his left. Man in motion. Now, Nellis in motion. And they're going to give it to Albright. And he's going to be hit almost immediately. Tries to bounce off that tackle, but it hit at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Maybe you lost a half a yard.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there with that integrity to your gap. Brock Monrian doing a great job of staying at home. He has a spot, he has a gap that he is supposed to fill, and he doesn't collapse down in on all the other motion that's going to the right side of Keystone's formation there. The end result is Albright running directly into him. And so we have a third down now and long for Keystone.
3rd and 9 from the 10. They can get a first down. They did not have to score here. Wingbacks. Weaver sends Albright in motion. Nellis has the ball carrier. He's going to be tripped off after a couple-yard gain there, bringing up a 4th down.
Caden Adams was able to get him. The shifty runner Nellis almost got his way out of being tripped up by Adams. Junior linebacker stepping in and making a big stop. Pickup of a couple yards for Kyle Nellis, but it does set up a 4th down and 6.
See what they elect to do if they choose to put the ball in the air here on 4th down. It is a 4th and 6. The ball is on the 6-yard line. They can get a first down. Man in motion, that's Albright. They're going to give it to him around the left side. He's looking for the corner, and he is going to be pushed out of bounds. No, they're going to call a touchdown here for Keystone. Tyler Albright with a 6-yard run in the score for Keystone.
Take a look at that one again here, and once again, the timing is such an important part of this, right? You have to snap at the correct time. Race Weaver with the clean handoff, and Albright with that speed. It's maybe a little bit underestimated here on the speed of these two wingbacks for this Keystone team. But Albright and Nellis have both been able to find the edge. Now Beal will line up to attempt the extra point. Junior Josh Beal. Of course, we'll see the shift over.
And there it is. You called it like you knew it. You've seen it before, right? They're going to try the conventional extra point here with Bill. Keth is the holder. And the ball is down. The kick is up. That kick is right down the middle and good. We have the score. Keystone 7, Redbank Valley nothing. We're going to take a break. You're tuned in to the Kerle Tire High School Football Game of the Week on D9 Sports and exploreClarion.com.
Attention, attention! Beverage Hair Victory in Brookville is hiring. If you're looking for a great place to work with a good starting wage and advancement opportunities, this may be the place for you. We have immediate openings for all shifts, including part-time and weekends. Beverage Hair Victory has a generous benefits package, including 401k and paid time off. No experience necessary. We will train you. Have experience? We will pay you more. Come join our team by applying online at beverage-air.com.
Back here in Redbank Valley with our Kerle Tire High School football game of the week. And on the first drive of the football game, Keystone drove it down and put it in the end zone. Kicked the extra point is good, 7-0. Now they'll kick away to Redbank Valley, who deferred, and we'll get the kickoff in the second half. It'll be Bill to tee it up and kick it away.
8 plays, 4 minutes and 6 seconds off the clock on that first drive for the Panthers, and really kept Redbank Valley's defense guessing.
Taken by an up back at the 23-yard line, and that looks like Bish, and he gets slammed down as he approaches the 25-yard line. Only a 3-yard return there. Nice special teams coverage there by Keystone.
Hey, happen to remember the guy's name that we talked about in the key players in the pregame show? How about Elijah Will? Elijah Will doing a great job there, getting down in coverage for these Keystone Panthers. And wraps him up. It's one thing to get in coverage, it's another thing to make the wrap and bring him down. Elijah Will.
He made a short tackle there. They're going to spread it out on first down with 4 wide receivers here for the senior Wagner. Byers beside him. He's going to send a man in motion. That's Orts. He's going to give it to Byers over that right side to the 30-yard line, to the 35-yard line, it looks like he got to, for a nice pickup on the play. Pickup of 8 and a second down and 2 here for Redbank Valley, and they are going to keep it moving here on this first drive.
They're a little bit more of a hurry up, but when we talked about Keystone being a no huddle but not necessarily a hurry up, they'll try to get you quick and then look back here and make a call based off of what they see defensively. Get you lined up, see what it is, everybody checks on the sideline, get a play call.
Got it. He's looking middle. Now he's going to roll to his left. He's going to toss it along the sideline. Man is open. What a beautiful pass. It's completed over the 55 to the 40. He's got Orts down the sideline to the 20. Cuts back inside at the 10. That's Aiden Orts for the touchdown, Redbank Valley. And the score now stands 7-6 here with the extra point forthcoming.
Take a look at the UFP Parker replay on this one, and the pass is right on the money, and then you got to make one guy miss. And with the speed that Orts has, that's what it takes. You make one guy miss on a pass play like that, and it's 6 for the Redbank Valley Bulldogs.
A 65-yard touchdown here for Redbank, their second play of the game here, as they will show a formation, and now they will line up conventionally here with Owen Klaus to kick this extra point, tie the game up. Mason Klaus to hold it. And that extra point is up and good. It's now 7-7. We've got a good one here in Redbank Valley. You're tuned in to the Kerle Tire High School football game of the week on D9 Sports and exploreClarion.com. That was Aiden Orts, wasn't it?
Hey, Julie, nice deck. Did you get that at Tio Nesta Builder Supply?
It's Tio Nesta Builder Supply, and yes, Dave, I did.
Wonder if they sell siding and roofing at Tio Nesta Builder Supply.
It's Tio Nesta, and yes, Tio Nesta Builder Supply has that too. Come on, Dave, you've never been there? They have 2 showrooms for anything home improvement. Mom got a custom kitchen there. Bill down the street got the materials for his garage. They have this awesome website, www.tionestabuilders.us. You can buy online. They really have everything for the home.
Wow, I'm heading over to Tio Nesta. I know. Tio Nesta Builders.
Tio Nesta Builder Supply Home Improvement Center, family owned and operated since 1958, with locations in Tio Nesta and Shippenville.
That sounds good. I'll check them out online at tionestabuilders.us.
The kickoff from Klaus, taken by Albright inside the 10-yard line. You see the 15 to 20. And down over the 25-yard line. The ball came out, I believe, and Redbank Valley says they have it. Do they? I think they do, Dustin. So a fumble on the kickoff. The turnover is the great equalizer. in these games.
Yeah, if you're the Panthers, that's at this point you don't want to let anything get away from you too much. And obviously at 7-7 at this point in the game, it's not in that position. So at this point, but for the Panthers, you do not want to give Redbank Valley's offense this type of field position inside your territory, 30-yard line, ability to run some time or the quick strike offense.
1st and 10 from the 32-yard line of Keystone's. Handoff here to Byers, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back, leading the charge, number 54 for Keystone, Cole Henry on the tackle.
I don't have the slightest idea, and hey, they have a better angle than I do. There are two different guys standing right on the line of scrimmage. I don't know how two things happened. One, how the O-line didn't jump with Hogue coming right up to the line, never crossed into the neutral zone, and he didn't cross into the neutral zone. I'm a little surprised that he was able to keep himself from doing that.
Orts in motion, he's going to get the football. He cuts back up to the 30-yard line, gains about 2 on the play, so that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8 here for Redbank Valley on the jet sweep. 6:03 remaining here in the first quarter. 7-7. We're locked in a close one early on. So it's a 3rd down and 10 here for the Bulldogs. Trips to the left, 1 to the right here for Wagner. He's back. He's looking left. He's throwing middle. He's got a man over there. And that pass is caught by Klaus for the Redbank Valley touchdown. 30 yards and a score here. Redbank Valley up now 13-7.
What a great job by Cam Wagner. You saw the trips on the left side. You heard Mike call it there. Trips on the left side, 3 receivers there. And what did you see him do? His first look, there was a single safety deep. His first look was to the left side, and then that shoulder immediately pointed to the right side where he knew he would have single coverage over there. Threw a great ball. Yes. Got enough hair underneath it. Give him the opportunity to adjust and catch that one.
Klaus with the extra point attempt. That kick is up and good. 14-7, Redbank Valley leads. You're tuned into the high school football game in a week on exploreClarion and D9Sports.com.
Hi, my name is Jason, and welcome to Sweet Basil. Come on in.
We're back here in Redbank Valley. 5:44 remaining here in the first quarter. Already 3 touchdowns in this one. Redbank Valley leads 14-7 here. And a 30-yard touchdown by Ashton Kale from the senior quarterback, Cam Wagner. Now Redbank Valley will kick it off.
Key to the game, and I really felt this was the case. It's always saying that turnovers are a key to the game and limiting them is an easy out when you're talking keys to the game. But for Keystone, I really feel it was more important than Redbank Valley. They gave one up on that last kickoff return. Hold on to this one and get a possession going if you're the Panthers.
Return here. I wasn't going to interrupt you. I was feeling what you were saying. It's a return by Nellis to about the 29-yard line. So that is where Keystone will start on this drive.
5 plays for Redbank Valley in this game. 14 points on the scoreboard for Redbank Valley in this game. Now Keystone put together an 8-play drive, their first touch. Gave it away on the kick return last time. See if they can go back to that same formation with the 2 wings. They'll shift Sell from left to right side of the tight end.
Albright motion. They fake it to him. They're going to give it to Nellis around the right side. He's to the 30 and is tackled nicely. A good form tackle there. Nice job of wrapping up by Aiden Orts. He's the star, let's just be honest here, in that secondary for Redbank Valley.
Nellis picks up 5 on that one, Mike, and that's great work. Again, staying at home. I mean, from that spot where he is to not slide with all of the movement that's coming to the near side, the bottom of your screen. Great work to keep himself from getting trapped and out of position. Eliminate Nellis's ability to go deep on him.
Weaver under center, sends a man in motion. That's Albright. He's going to give it to the deep back Nellis, who's going to get stuffed at the line. Leading the charge there for Redbank Valley was number 52, Carson Roop. And I like both of these defensive lines, Dustin, in this one. I tell you, watching this Keystone team last week defensively, their defensive line was almost dominant over Brookville at times. You'll see the same thing out of Redbank Valley here this evening at times.
Yeah, it's a really nice matchup, O-line, D-line tonight. A lot of movement there. You're going to see a lot of pulls from the guards and the tackles, and going to have some smart defensive line play as well, and we've seen that so far in this possession.
3rd and 3. Weaver's going to throw it down the sideline, and he overthrows everyone there. Looked like he was looking for Albright down that right sideline. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 3.
Good coverage over there. Orts and Kale on that far sideline.
So a 4th down and 3 here. Ball's at the 36-yard line. They're going to punt it away. And Nellis handles the punting duties and back to receive here for Redbank Valley. Let's see if I can get a number. Well, there'll be Aiden Orts and I believe Ashton Kale. And a timeout's taken here by Redbank Valley. We'll take a break as well. You're tuned in to the Kerle Tire High School Football Game of the Week on exploreClarion and D9Sports.com.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kerle's kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kerle's, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
West Park Rehab Physical Therapy, providing traditional physical therapy plus diagnostic testing to include EMG nerve conduction study and musculoskeletal ultrasounds.
We're back here at Redbank Valley. 4:15 remains here in the first quarter. Redbank leads this football game 14-7. Beautiful night here at Redbank Valley and a full crowd on both sides. What's all the green about over there on the Keystone side? Do you know, Dustin?
Halftime show. Shrek. It's the music from Shrek. So that's part of the attire for them. And they're celebrating St. Patrick's Day in September.
We have a Keystone insider here.
They don't own many calendars.
And here is Nellis with a good punt. It's going to take a bounce about the 34 and take a Keystone roll and rest about the 25-yard line. And really did a nice job. No chance for a return on that one.
Yeah, and it switches field position. I mean, you're able to turn the field around, and now Redbank Valley, who has, 4 plays? Is that our total so far? 5 plays? Yeah. 5 plays, 3 times on the ground and a couple of times in the air. The 2 times that Wagner has put the ball in the air, they've scored on it. And so get their 3rd touch of the game here. You were talking about a beautiful night. We've seen a lot of action and a lot of activity in just 8 minutes of football so far in this one.
Wagner has them all spread out here on 1st down from his own 25-yard line. Byers beside him. He'll call for it. He'll give it to Byers over the right side. He cuts it back. He's to the 40-yard line. And he's down at the 40-yard line for a nice pickup on the play. 15-yard gain and a 1st down for Redbank Valley. You have to think defensively here. This series is important for Keystone.
Yeah, 22 yards now on 4 carries for Byers. And what you see there, they spread them out. 3 guys to the right side, and yet you still run to that right side. Just get guys farther out on the field. Widen them out some.
Give to Byers again over the left side after the misdirection. He's going to pick up about 3, maybe just 2 on the play. We'll see where they mark it. Bring up a 2nd down. We'll call it 3. The 2nd down and 7 here for Redbank Valley. The clock is ticking. There's 3:30 remaining here in the first quarter.
Well, I like the balance from Redbank Valley so far in this game. I mean, you widen everybody out this time. 2 receivers on the top of your screen, 2 at the bottom of your screen with Byers in the backfield there. You have to respect the ability to throw the ball by Wagner, but yet Byers is getting you for chunks at a time.
Wagner, he is going to step up in the pocket, throw it short, passes incomplete, too low for his receiver over there as he didn't see anything deep. Came back to his short read to Orts, but just a low ball. So that'll bring up a 3rd down here for Redbank Valley.
An incomplete pass is not a bad pass. And in that case, Wagner was being flushed out a little bit. It wasn't really in duress or anything like that, but get the ball in the direction of Orts Make sure it's not in anybody else's hands.
Wagner rolls to the right. He's got a man down there. Overshot his intended receiver, Ashton Kerle. Boy, he put a lot of zip on that one, maybe a little bit too much. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Kath and Albright both bit in, and Kerle had the opportunity to go behind them, setting your feet, right? And that's hard to do when you're moving there and you see that and you wonder, is it going to be open and how long is it going to be open? But get the feet set underneath you, get your balance, and you maybe have a little bit better touch on that ball if you're Wagner. But the Keystone, that's a critical stop there. Force a punt and maybe get the football back.
Tate Minnick is going to punt this football away, looking for a good snap. He's got it, and he gets it away. It's a high, short kick. And we'll see where it bounces. It takes a Redbank bounce, and they got a tremendous bounce there as it rolls to about the 25-yard line. We'll keep it right here.
He picked up about 18 yards after the roll there. You can't beat that. I'd buy a lottery ticket if he's 18.
Yeah.
If he's 18, I'd buy a lottery ticket tonight if I were him. And I would have also booted that thing a little off as well, because staring him right in the face was 5'11", 250 junior Josh Beal coming right at him. Beal actually did a really nice job of holding up. Did you notice how much he had to resist diving into him and running into him? He actually slowed down enough that he was able to grab the punter as it was booted away to avoid that running into the kicker or roughing the kicker penalty. So the Panthers get it back. That's key stop.
Weaver with wing backs. He's going to give it to the deep back. That's Nellis. He's hit hard as he crossed the line of scrimmage. Gained maybe 1 yard on the play. Looked like number 11 for Redbank Valley.
Ryland Roop
came up and rattled him. My goodness gracious, they're hitting down there tonight. 2:33 remains here in the first quarter. 2nd down. They're not going to give him any gain on the play, so a 2nd down and 10 just outside the 30-yard line. We'll give him a pickup of 1. Why not? Weaver has Heater in motion. He's going to pitch it to his back, Nellis, over the right side, and he is going to get swallowed up in the backfield, back inside the 25-yard line. And that'll bring up a 3rd down here.
Brandon Ross with the tackle for Redbank Valley. See, for the first time they go to the toss does Keystone.
So a pivotal 3rd down and 11 here for Keystone, as they are going to bring in 2 wide receivers to the left of Weaver. Sends one in motion. That's Albright. He's back. He's looking middle. Now he's flushed to the right. He's going to step up and run. Breaks out of a tackle. Trying to line of scrimmage. Then gets planted as he picks up about 1 or 2 yards there. And that'll bring up 4th down here.
Look into this near sideline on the bottom of your screen. Drew Keth was there. Looked like he might have had man coverage, but just didn't have the separation that I think Weaver wanted to release that football. Tucked it, tried to run, did pick up a few. But we'll see the Panthers punt it away.
So the defense is starting to tighten up here after the early fireworks. And Nellis is going to punt this football away. Kerle and Orts back there. High snap. He gets it away just barely on that one. Fair catch at the 50 by, looks like Klaus there for Redbank Valley. 14-7 is your score. 49 seconds remain here in the first quarter.
Getting to that final minute here of this first quarter, Mike, and looking back, if you're a Redbank Valley fan, you had to have a little bit of a oh my goodness moment, right? Keystone gets the ball to start this game. Keystone takes it down on an 8-play drive, 4-minute drive. Seemed to really control everything. They had Redbank Valley's defense guessing with the various movement of that wing T offense, and 2 quick scores, including a turnover there. Puts Redbank Valley in a pretty good position now with the ball at midfield as well.
Wagner from the gun. He's going to fake it. Now he's going to run it himself. A penalty flag comes in as he picks up about 3 yards there.
Yeah, early flag there. You'd have to assume indication would be holding at the location of that one.
So this is our Clarion Forest VNA first quarter. We certainly want to appreciate them.
Our referee this evening in the white hat is Ronald Johns.
So it's going to be a chop block on Redbank Valley, and that should be a 15-yard penalty. It's going to take them back. So Redbank in a hole to start this drive. I think it'll take them back to the 35. Yeah, the 35-yard line.
First penalty of the game, Mike?
First penalty of the game, absolutely. So Redbank Chevrolet is our penalty sponsor. Fitting that we're here in Redbank Valley. Shotgun set. Wagner to the sideline. The pass is caught by Minnick with 35 to 40. The 45 to 50. He's racing down the sideline and pushed out of bounds. Oh, we'll see where they mark it. It looks like they're going to mark it. Oh, my goodness. Where is that? Around the 30. With the hard count. What speed by these Redbank Valley wide receivers. Shotgun set. He's looking left. Now he's throwing right. He's got Kerle over there. Some contact, and now the penalty flag comes in. I was waiting to see if he was going to throw it, Dustin. There was definite contact. And that looks like that's going to be a pass interference penalty for sure.
We'll take a look at that one again, and I think, is that Weaver over there in coverage? That was just maybe that's Race Weaver.
Yeah.
That just might have been a try to survive type of situation. It's better to give up the yardage on the penalty than it is to give up the 6 points in that situation, because he knew he was beat.
Tate Minnick, who he was targeting there, so it'll be a 15-yard penalty. And the ball is going to be spotted here at the 17-yard line. 28 seconds remain in the first. Minnick in motion. They're going to give it to him. Jet sweep. Looking for the outside. Good job of containment. Now he got loose and picked up a few yards. Still running close to the end zone. And out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Around the 2. He must have done a really nice job of tiptoeing along the sideline there. And Minnick almost scored again.
He must have stepped out much earlier than we thought there, didn't he? Yeah. They have him marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line, so a 10-yard gain there for Minnick. I like the play call. We've been seeing a bunch of buyers up the gutter off tackle there, and they bring the speedy Minnick on the sweep.
Wagner's going to roll right. He'll throw. Pass is complete. Touchdown, Redbank Valley. It is Ashton Kerle with the 5-yard touchdown, and that'll make the score 20-7 here.
Mike flood the zone on that right side. There were 3 different receivers that started on that right side of the field. One of them went to the middle, one of them went to the corner of the end zone, and one of them just sat. And the guy that sat was Ashton Kerle. Picks up the 5-yard touchdown, his second touchdown of the game.
Extra point is up and good. Makes the score 21-7. You're tuned in to Kerle Tire High School Football on D9 Sports and exploreClarion.com. Welcome back to our Clarion Forest BNA first quarter here in Redbank. We have the score Redbank Valley 21, the Keystone Panthers 7-0. Both teams coming in with a 3-0 record. Redbank Valley has flexed their muscles here in the first quarter, and now they'll kick the football away. So Owen Klaus will do the duties again, and it's a good kick. That's Heater back there, I do believe. Takes it inside the 10-yard line. He's up to the 20, takes the resistance, and is down just over the 20-yard line here. 8 seconds remain in the first quarter.
So the 2 things that Redbank Valley wanted have happened since that first touchdown there. They got a turnover after scoring their first touchdown of the game. The offense has been able to open up. I mean, Wagner, he's down on the sideline there with the headset on, talking up to the booth there. They're discussing. They're exploiting this Keystone defense right now. And defensively, this Redbank Valley team has done their job. Stay, gap integrity, stay where you need to be, stay home. Don't let the movement of this offense get you.
Beck will get it there. I believe it's Nellis, the deep back, as he picks up maybe one there. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. After one, we have the score, Redbank Valley 21, the Keystone Panthers 7. You're listening to the Kerle Tire High School football game in a week on exploreClarion and D9Sports.com. Welcome back to Redbank Valley. Start of the second quarter, 21-7. Redbank, the home team, up on the Keystone Panthers, who scored on their first drive of the football game. 21 unanswered points here by Redbank Valley. It'll be a second down and 9. The ball is at the 26-yard line after Nellis picked up one on first down. Wingback look again. Albright in motion. Now Weaver's going to throw it. He's got a man down there. Pass is intercepted. What a nice tackle by Nellis to not allow him to break free. And coming up with the interception, was that Kale?
That's Kale.
Ashton Kale with a tremendous over-the-shoulder interception.
Take a look at that one again, and Weaver just didn't have much time. He wasn't able to really play it, wasn't able to get any push on the football there. And Kale's speed, once again. I mean, it's a very difficult thing to throw past. And yet another turnover. That's now 2 turnovers for Keystone, trailing 21-7 here in the first play of the second quarter. Second play now of the second quarter.
Nice job by Nellis to corral him and not allow him to get loose, because there was a lot of green in front of him.
Great opportunity here if you're Redbank Valley to just, foot on the throat.
Hand off to Byers. He's dancing around in the backfield, and he'll go down after maybe a 1-yard gain there. Nice job leading the charge for Keystone, number 55.
That's Champ Levere.
Champ Levere. Brock Champ Levere. What a name by that young man.
Josh Beal and in on the tackle as well, and you saw Aiden Sell coming in defensively too there. Sell playing with that injury to the right hand as he has that thing wrapped up, the cast and the entire hand, the paw.
Wagner's going to throw it here on second down. He's going to throw it. The ball is going to be caught by Klaus, and he is down inside the 20-yard line to close to the 10-yard line. We'll call it the 15. Big play here. Another big one for Redbank Valley.
52-yard connection between Wagner
when it initially came off his hand, I thought it was going to be short, but strong arm there by Wagner, showing it off yet again. Trips to the right now for Wagner. Klaus to his left. They're going to reset the game clock here, as Redbank Valley will wait for that. Now they're reset.
That last completion there, Mason Klaus adjusting well to the football. Had to come back a little bit for it, but again, Redbank Valley receivers, as a flag in the play pre-snap. Once again, Redbank Valley receivers getting behind the Keystone defense. It's been the story of the game so far tonight. 185 yards unofficially for Cam Wagner on 5 of 6 passing. That's a lot. Just a minute into the second quarter.
So hard to defend. They can beat you short, and they can beat you deep. So where do you play? Wagner on second down after the penalty. It'll be, first down and 15 from the 16. They'll hand it off to Byers. Byers will cut it back, get to about the 15-yard line. They'll pick up a 1 there out of that shotgun set.
Soccer Motor scoreboard update. It's Port Allegheny 8, Cameron County 0. That's a first quarter score. Other scores around the district tonight. Carson City leads St. Mary's 7-0. Also in the first quarter. Union AC Valley and Brockway are scoreless. That might have just gotten underway. I think that's a 7:30 kickoff up north in Brockway.
Wagner's got it across the middle. That's Klaus. Takes some resistance at the goal line.
And he's in.
And it's a touchdown here for Redbank Valley. Came wide open across that zone in the middle of the field. And it was almost too easy for him.
We'll take a look at that one again. He's going to be at the top of your screen. And they run a traffic play. Don't call it a pick play. It's a traffic play on the top side of your screen. As you saw, I think it was Minnick that went toward the outside. Klaus cuts into the inside, and it's just wide open on that one. A well-designed play, well-executed play by this Redbank Valley offense.
The extra point is up and good. We're going to take a break. You're tuned in to the Kerle Tire High School Football Game of the Week on exploreClarion and D9Sports.com.
No matter how cold it is outside, you can keep warm and toasty inside with a built-in-the-USA super efficient furnace from Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Affordable, quiet, and reliable. You can count on your furnace from Luton's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We're back here with our Hager Paving second quarter. We have the score, Redbank Valley 28 and Keystone 7 here. 10-11 remaining here.
I got to ask you, how did you feel at the 8-minute mark of quarter number 1? Keystone had just driven down and scored. I mean, what was the feeling at that point for you?
That it was going to be a tight one.
Yeah.
And the last few minutes have been something else. It's going to be a return here by Heater as he's drugged down.
I mean, any time you have a high school football game in which a quarterback has gone 6 of 7 for 197 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns. Not quite 2 minutes in to the second quarter. That's pretty notable. And that has been the storyline of this game. They've mixed Byers in nicely. He has himself 30 yards by my count on 7 carries. But this speedy receiving crew has been able to find their way behind the Keystone defense. And the Keystone offense just hasn't been able to get anything going since.
All right, they'll give it to that end-around man around that left side. And that's Albright, looks like, with the football as he picks up 1 or 2 on the play. You know, and just to add to your point, Cam Wagner just looks so comfortable running this offense. It's not really even we know he has the physical skills, but his comfortability with this offense is evident here.
He looks comfortable with the reads, and he looks comfortable with understanding what his job is with each of the plays that are called. You know, if in certain situations you cut the field in half, and that's great coaching, that's great teaching, that's great learning from Wagner as well, to understand and know your reads and see what you got.
Nellis has the football as he approaches the 25-yard line. They'll pick up a 2 on the play.
Nellis with 5 on the first down run, 2 on the second down run. Nellis now at 72 yards. Made a real nice read on that first one where he picked up a bigger chunk, 5 or 6. Or I'm sorry, that was Albright actually that had the first run. Nellis on this most recent one, but so he's at 67. But a nice read by Albright to cut it upfield earlier. Nellis had a nice seal block on the edge there. It's a big third down for Keystone. Even if you don't put points up, you have got to keep some possession here if you're the Panthers.
They'll give it to Nellis. He drops the football. Yes, and I think Redbank Valley, let's see if they award them the football. Yes, they do. Yeah. And another fumble and turnover. Right now, Keystone shooting themselves in the foot.
I think that was Caden Adams. Good thing we have a replay. Our producer, Tyler Oakes, is right on top of this one. It's on the right side there. Yeah.
Minnick with the recovery.
No, Minnick. Yeah. I wasn't even close. Not even close to the right location of that one.
Timeout taken here. We'll take a break as well. You're tuned in to the Kerle Tire High School Football Game of the Week on D9 Sports and exploreClarion.com.
Locally owned and operated Hager Paving of Strattonville provides a range of services: hot mix asphalt, cold patch asphalt, tar and chipping, and seal coating. Hager Paving's reputation in business is based on customer service, referrals, and your satisfaction. Serving residential, commercial, industrial, and local municipalities throughout Western Pennsylvania, exceptional service, exceptional quality. That's Hager Paving of Strattonville. Call 814-764-5080. That's 814-764-5080 for Hager Paving.
We're back here with our Hager Paving second quarter. Kerle Tire High School Football on the EYT Media Network. Michael Collins, Dustin Kifer, Tyler Oakes here with you. And Wagner's going to throw it here. Pass is complete to Orts. He's racing to the sideline, and that's a first down here for Redbank Valley.
That's what I'm talking about right there. You know, there was on the top side of your screen, there's a play that's going to be covered, and you know it's going to be covered. So all that he has to do, Wagner has to do, is keep his eyes on the left side of the field. A shallow route and a deep route. The shallow route's open there. When you watch the defense, Wagner does a great job. He understands what his offense is trying to do, and he makes great in-play reads.
It will be a second down and 1. Wagner's going to throw it to the end zone. He's got a man that's caught by Klaus for the touchdown. 34-7 now is your score. Klaus unimpeded to the end zone.
Wow. And yet another score here for Redbank Valley. Yet another touchdown pass for Cam Wagner. 2 receptions, 2 touchdown receptions for Mason Klaus, 2 for Ashton Kale. Aiden Orts had that first one for Redbank Valley.
The extra point is up and good by Owen Klaus.
This is something else.
And we have the score now 35-7. We're going to take a break. This is the Kerle Tire High School Football Game of the Week on exploreClarion and D9Sports.com.
Oaks Building Supply is dedicated to providing quality building products to the community. You will always find what you need for your home improvement project and get great advice on how to do the job at Oaks Building Supply. Customer satisfaction is a top priority. Oaks Building Supply, for all your building and lumber supply needs. Located on Route 66 in Lucinda.
We have a blowout here in the first half. 35-7, Redbank Valley leading this football game. They've been throwing it all over the yard here in the first half, Dustin. Cam Wagner has been workmanlike here early on. Now Redbank Valley is going to kick it away, and it will squib down and be taken by Nellis around the 20-yard line. He cuts it back upfield to about the 30-yard line, and that's where he will come to rest, about the 35-yard line.
How about this, Mike? Redbank Valley, at least by my count, 17 plays have been run by the Bulldogs so far in this game. They have scored a touchdown on 5 of those 17 plays. Now, that's a pretty substantial percentage in a football game to have that type of ratio. I don't know what type of numbers we could see on that scoreboard. But yeah, Redbank Valley's offense is clicking here, and they see something defensively that they've done a great job of exploiting here, and Wagner has executed, and these receivers have done it as well.
Weaver's going to hand it off to Nellis. He's going to cut it back up and spin out of a tackle, cross the 40, and be pushed back for a pickup of about 5. Maybe they'll give him 6 on the play.
Puts Nellis over 70 yards. He's now at 71. And the nice part is that balance. I mean, they still keep harping on this, but they've run the ball 8 times, thrown the ball 9 times. I mean, they still have the balance there, so they're going to buyers. They're keeping you honest. You can't just go too deep there. And and try to close everything up. But for Keystone, the game has certainly got away from them, and Redbank Valley continue. We've said it a few times, put the foot on the throat if you're the Bulldogs.
Weaver's pressured off the snap. Now he's going to dip out of pressure and race back up vertical on the field and pick up a few yards there, bringing up a 3rd down and 2 here for Race Weaver and company.
Brock Mondrian just kept chasing and stuck with him. Did a nice job, was able to close the gap and limit the damage for Weaver there. We talked about it the last time that Keystone had a 3rd down and fairly short. Once again, a 3rd and short for the Panthers. Last time they fumbled it away. Okay, it's a 4-score football game nearing the 7-minute mark of quarter 2. You got to put a drive together. There are no 28-point plays. You got to put something together, sustain something here, keep your defense off the field.
Weaver hands it off to Nellis. He's going to pick up 1st down yardage for a pickup of 5 there, so nice job of running by him. And it's been a while since we've seen a 1st down here by Keystone.
Yeah, that's a big deal for the Panthers. You know, we've seen a couple of 3-and-outs. We saw them fumble the ball away on the 3rd play the last time they had the ball. And again, it doesn't have to end in points. You don't have to start chipping away. Although, if you're going to come back in this game, I think you do have to start chipping away now if you're the Panthers. But whatever you do, you need to sustain something offensively here. Get a drive put together. Build a little bit of that offensive confidence back, because right now there isn't a lot on either side when it comes to that confidence.
Give to the deep back from the I formation. That's Nellis. He's going to pick up about 3 on the play. You know, a little momentum, like you're saying there. Just a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum goes a long way.
Taking a look at the Soccer Motor scoreboard, it is DuBois 14, Bradford 7 in the first quarter. Brookville leads Montauk 7-0. Clearfield all over Phillipsburg Osceola in the second quarter, already 35-0 in that game. We still have an 8-0 Port Allegheny lead over Cameron County, is our most recent score in the first quarter.
I formation here. Play action fake. Now it's a screen pass to Nellis. See what he can do with it. And he does pick up a good amount of yardage, close to 1st down yardage, maybe a pickup. Close to 7 on the play. We'll see where they spot it.
Carson Roop was able to track him down. That's a nice read by Roop. Whenever all of the motion on that play is coming to the bottom of your screen in the near sideline, and you get Nellis out to that far sideline in the top of your screen on the screen pass, he gets any space with his speed. He could break it, he could take it to the house. And Roop does a nice job of reading the play and limiting the damage on that pass play.
3rd down and 1. It will be a run. Nellis picks up that 1st down easily over that left side as he pushes the pile across the 40 down to about the 36-yard line. We'll see where they spot it, but good job running. Good drive here by Keystone.
Yeah, that's a lot of push there from the senior back, Kyle Nellis. They've called his number 15 times in this game, 85 yards here as we get under 5 minutes to play in quarter 2.
So the ball will be placed at the 37-yard line.
Now the 7th play of this drive for the Keystone Panthers. This is exactly what we're talking about. Now at this point, if you're Keystone, you do want to punch
play
something
action
in.
fake. He's going to throw it up. He's got Albright down there. The pass is intercepted. A one-handed intercepted by Aiden Orts. My goodness, the hands on that one. We can have a replay.
No, but what I wanted to point out on that one, first of all, the catch by Orts, phenomenal there. But credit that interception. I wish there were a way to mark it down to, is that Brandon Ross that has that one? Yeah? Yeah, okay, the roster doesn't have that number on it, but Brandon Ross was the guy who put pressure on Race Weaver there, and that's the difference. The difference is Weaver can't step into the throw, and so the ball floats on him, as opposed to being on target down the middle of the field. The pressure by Ross makes that interception.
Ball's at the 5-yard line. It's going to be a pitch to Minnick as he's over that left side, and he's gang tackled by a host of Panthers. Couple-yard pickup on the play. 4:15 remains here in the second quarter. We have a 35-7 Redbank Valley lead here. As the first half has belonged to them, now they'll spread it out. Wagner hits them with the hard count, and that induces a member of that defensive line to come across. It'll be a 5-yard penalty against Keystone.
Zocro Motor scoreboard update. Port Allegany leads Cameron County 16-0 in the second quarter. Central Clarion up on Punxsutawney 14-7. Also a second quarter score there. So a couple of notable scores.
We'll call it 2nd and 1. We're going to give it to Orts. And they're out man. He gets the corner. He's up over the 25 to the 30. Out of bounds at the, no, he's still running over the 50 to the 40, and no one's going to catch him. A big time run by Aiden Orts. And a touchdown.
86 yards for Aiden Orts. Let's take a look at that one again. A missed tackle. They tried to push him out of bounds, and that was the difference. The push as opposed to the wrap. And that's it right there. That's what caused...
That makes the score 41-7 after that huge run by Orts. Klaus with the extra point. That extra point is good, just like all the other ones. We have the score 42-7 here in the first half in Redbank Valley. We'll take a break. You're listening to Kerle Tire High School Football on D9 Sports and exploreClarion.com.
Dubrook, a division of M&B Group, is your trusted local ready-mix supplier for residential and commercial projects. Dubrook provides a full line of decorative concrete, as well as concrete supplies, along with a variety of concrete tools and accessories. Dubrook can provide services large or small for residential and commercial projects to contractors or homeowners. Dubrook is here to provide you with options and ideas to make planning your next project simple. Let Dubrook help you with the supplies you need to get the job done. Call 1-844-382-7665. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities with plants in Clarion, Du Bois, St. Mary's, Butler, Evans City, Bradford, and Meadville.
3:55 remaining here in our Hager Paving second quarter, and my oh my, Redbank Valley is doing a number here on the visiting Keystone Panthers. They now lead 42-7. Redbank will kick it off again. It'll take a bounce and it'll be fielded about the 15-yard line. That's Albright. Avoids a tackle about the 20-yard line and pushes the pile past the 25 to close to over the 30-yard line. We'll see what Keystone can do here on this drive. But it's just the speed. You know, they have all these players that graduated last year, and they just replaced them.
And we've seen the effect of that speed and the influence of that speed both offensively and defensively. How many times have we seen a ball that, is well thrown from Weaver? A couple of different times we've seen a good ball, and it's just the speed of the safeties, the speed of the corners puts them in a better position. Defensively, we harped on this wing T offense in the various directions that the motion is going, but when you have the speed that they have, you're able to make up some ground.
That's Heater with the run. They're on first down, pickup of about 2.
Late flags come flying in. A 5-yard pickup for Heater, and I like the call there from Keystone. Keen on the 2 and 22, and they call on Heater from that wing. He doesn't see a whole lot of touches throughout the season, but he'll get his first call and picks up a substantial chunk. And it is a personal foul penalty on the Bulldogs. I have to assume a late hit. I didn't see the face mask. I may not have been paying attention. I didn't see a face mask indication from the referee down there. I have to assume a late hit or some extracurricular activities after the fact.
All right, so the ball is pushed over the 50-yard line now. About the 49.
6-yard pickup for Heater, and then the 15-yard penalty gets it across midfield.
And Race will come up under center. Here in motion. They're going to give it to the counterman, and that is Albright over the left side. So a pickup of about 3 on the play.
5 carries, 28 yards now for the senior Albright. We're getting down near the 3-minute mark in this second quarter, and keep in mind with that 35-point lead, it is not a running clock yet because we're still in the first half. If we get to the second half, that 35-point lead does become a mercy rule clock. And certainly not what you would have expected if you tuned in 4 minutes into the game and saw Keystone drive it down the field and score our first points of the game.
Immediate pressure. Weaver overthrows his intended receiver, Nellis, who's out in the flats. He's double teamed there. Good job of defense there by Redbank Valley in the secondary.
Yeah, two guys in position there that time, one in front, one behind. Weaver did a nice job of putting the ball at a place where more than likely either his guy's going to catch it or nobody is going to catch it, and he's able to, like we've said already in this game, an incomplete pass isn't necessarily a bad pass. If you're Keystone here at 3rd down and 7, there's no doubt about it. There's 2 plays to pick up this first down here. You're in their territory, you're down big, you're going to go with 2, and Weaver is not going to be able to pick it up, but close.
All right, so high snap there. He took it over to the left side. Close to first down yardage. We'll see where they mark it, but this brings up an important, you would say, 4th down here for Keystone as they look to put some points on the board here to go into the half. Give themselves a fighting chance here for the second half.
Yeah, and you want to swing momentum at some point in time, and that's since that 8-minute mark in the first quarter, no momentum at all has been on the side of the Panthers.
4th and 1. Nellis in motion, and they're going to sneak it here.
Yeah, they shifted Nellis over. I think he got it. Nellis in that wing spot on the right side, and they motioned him over. They put Weaver in a shotgun, and Nellis took the direct snap. And they're going to give it to him.
At any rate, it's a first down here for Keystone.
16 touches, 86 yards for Nellis. And the Bulldogs will take a timeout.
We'll take one as well. You're tuned in to the Kerle Tire High School Football Game of the Week on D9 Sports and exploreClarion.com.
Attention, attention! Beverage Hair Victory in Brookville is hiring. If you're looking for a great place to work with a good starting wage and advancement opportunities, this may be the place for you. We have immediate openings for all shifts, including part-time and weekends. Beverage Hair Victory has a generous benefits package, including 401k and paid time off. No experience necessary. We will train you. Have experience? We will pay you more. Come join our team by applying online at beverage-air.com.
Deep in the second quarter here, 2:06 remains, 42-7, Redbank Valley up on the visiting Keystone Panthers. And nice job of getting this first down yardage here for Keystone.
Soccer Motor scoreboard update. Central Clarion's lead is now 21-7 over Punxsutawney. That's a second quarter score. Union AC Valley, Falcon Knights lead Brockway 6-0. They are in the second quarter at Verichetti Field.
From the gun, Weaver to the right. He's got pressure, racing to the sideline. Now he'll throw it. Ball's tipped and caught by Albright as he's gang tackled near the 31-yard line and pushed back.
Every time Weaver has been asked to throw the football, he has been under pressure. That time he's able to elude it. Finds the open man. A little bit of luck, and for Keystone, you need a bounce to go your way at this point in this game.
So it looks like a pickup of 7 on the play. We'll call it a second down and 3 here.
Clock becomes a factor under a minute and a half.
Weaver's got it, and we're right. Instant pressure. He went down. And that's just one of the things about high school and college football. Once you're down if you're not touched at all.
Just talked about, if you're Keystone and the way the game has gone, sometimes you need the bounces to go your way. Well, that was a time where the luck just didn't go Weaver's way. That talked about it during the pregame show in the field conditions. The field in great shape, but the middle of the field starting to show a little bit of that wear and tear from soccer and youth football games and varsity and junior high and JV and just a variety of different games. It's nothing you can do about it. It's going to show a little bit of that cut, and plus you get a little bit of dew on there as the night turns cool. Weaver loses his footing and puts him back behind the sticks.
3rd and 11, Weaver to the left. He'll throw it. Pass is complete to his receiver.
That's Keth.
Keth on the catch and a pickup of close to 8 there.
Keystone probably takes a timeout here, I would guess, with 24 seconds left. They do.
And we will stay right here and look at the scoreboard.
Let's keep looking through that Zocker Motor scoreboard. Brookville's lead is 7-0 over Montauk in the second quarter. Carson City is up on St. Mary's 14-0. That's a second quarter score. Kane leads Ridgeway 8-7 in the second quarter as well. Kerwinsville leading Southern Huntington 7-6. Remember, they're not part of the District 9 league anymore, right? So, but still have a look at their score tonight as well. DuBois' lead on Bradford is 14-7 in quarter number 1. Port Allegheny up on Cameron County 24-0. That is a second quarter score as well. If you're just joining us here and seeing that score at the bottom of your screen as we head toward halftime and the big lead, keep in mind, Redbank Valley won the toss, I believe, and deferred. I know they deferred. And Keystone got the first touch, 8-play, 4-minute drive. Looked in control offensively and a touchdown there to give Keystone a 7-0 lead. And the score tells the story. The rest of the way home, Redbank answered quickly, got a turnover on the ensuing kickoff, scored quickly on that possession as well, and they've continued to score quickly throughout this game. Keystone's put together a long drive here, run some clock, but they're facing a 4th down.
From the gun, 31 yards from the end zone here. 4th down here for Keystone. Weaver has it. He's going to roll right. He's going to throw it across the middle. That pass is intercepted by Kerle. Looks like at the goal line as he dips out of a tackle at the 15-yard line, racing to the sideline. He's to the 30-yard line. Over the 30 to the 35 to the 37-yard line. Good return. And we have an injury on the field here as well for Keystone.
And take a look at that pick as they tend to the injured Keystone Panther here.
Nice return there.
Yeah, not only does Kerle do an impressive job of getting in position to make the play, but also picking up some chunk yardage now, down to 14 seconds here in the first half clock. It's the 3rd time, I believe, that Redbank Valley has been able to pick off the Keystone Panthers. And a majority of the time, it's been a direct result of a lot of pressure on this team as they tend to the injured player Hayden Foster, who will make his way off the field under his own power.
Well, they've had a tough first half. You got to get in the locker room and regroup. There's 14 seconds remaining. Redbank Valley will have the football here. Ball's on their own 37-yard line. You know, and I'm sure Coach Todd Smith will say these are all learning moments here in this season. He's big on teaching. You know, I had a conversation. He said it's not always about, you know, whether you win or lose the game. It's about learning from your mistakes and moving on.
And I like the decision by Redbank Valley there. You have the 35-point lead. You get yourself into the locker room. You can come out, and you have a running clock to start the second half as well. That is nothing short of an impressive first half from the Redbank Valley Bulldogs.
Again, they lead 42-7 at the half. We'll be back with more in our halftime show on the Kerle Tire High School Football Game of the Week on exploreClarion and D9Sports.com.
Clarion Forest VNA believes the emotional and physical well-being of a patient is enhanced by the patient receiving care in the familiar surroundings of home. Their staff of caring professionals work closely with physicians to administer quality care to meet the needs of each individual. As a pioneer in home health care in Clarion and Forest County, Clarion Forest VNA continue to grow to meet the community's need for in-home care, offering many different services and programs to meet the patient's need. Clarion Forest VNA, located at 271 Perkins Road in Clarion. Call us toll-free at 1-800-262-2118.
Owners and operators, if your business depends on your truck, then we've got you covered. From simple oil changes to complete engine rebuilds, Bauer Truck Repair has the tools and the know-how to get the job done. We also offer 24-hour roadside assistance. Anywhere, anytime, any weather. Our techs are ready to get your truck fixed and back on the road. We even offer towing and load transfer services. At Bauer Truck Repair, we understand that every minute and every dollar counts. So trust your business with our business. Bauer Truck Repair, located off exit 60 in Chippenville. You can also find us online at exploreClarion.com or call us at 814-226-6023. That's 814-226-6023.
Best of luck this season to all our local football teams. From your one-stop car, truck, and SUV dealer, Clarion Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Visit us on Main Street in Clarion or start online at ClarionAuto.com.
Peekaboo and picture books, stacking blocks and waving bye-bye. Babies and toddlers grow and change at an astounding rate, and child development research has established that the rate of development and learning is most rapid in the preschool years. Next Step Therapy is an early intervention provider, assisting families with children from birth to 6 years old to maximize their child's development. Early intervention services during the first years can make a big difference in a child's life. Next Step Therapy offers a variety of professional services, including physical, occupational, and speech therapy, along with special instruction, nutritional guidance, and sensory integration. Services are provided at the Enrichment Center and in the home environment. As a parent, you have a choice. Choose the caring professionals at Next Step Therapy. Log on to nextsteptherapy.net to find out more about Next Step Therapy. 145 Steffi Boulevard in Seneca and at 42490 State Highway 27 in Titusville. Next Step Therapy, helping children reach their full potential.
Our community needs its local businesses. Let's put unity back into the community. Let's all unite to support local business. Butler Health System, proudly standing with our local businesses. Your choice matters. When the time comes, choose local. Let's all unite to support them and the other local businesses in your community. It's important because when local businesses thrive, communities thrive.
Welcome back to Redbank Valley. At the half, we have the score 42-7 in favor of the home team. And this is the Heater Lumber halftime show. And we're going to go over some stats here brought to us by Laurel Eye Clinic of the first half.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the Keystone Panthers first. On the ground, 16 carries, 86 yards for Kyle Nellis, 5 carries, 28 yards for Tyler Albright, 4 carries, 4 yards total for Race Weaver, a touch for 6 yards for Spencer Heater for the Panthers. That is a total of 124 yards in the first half for the Keystone Panthers. Through the air, just a couple of completions for the, actually 3 completions on 9 attempts, 3 of 9 for Race Weaver for 21 yards. He has thrown 3 interceptions in the game. The 3 receptions going to Drew Keth for 8 yards, 1 to Tyler Albright for 8 yards, and Kyle Nellis with a 5-yard catch as well. So that's a total of 145 yards of offense for the Keystone Panthers. You see on your screen the Keystone High School Marching Band and can hear them in the background as well as we go through these halftime statistics. We'll have a listen into them here in just a moment. Let's take a look at the Redbank Valley Bulldogs. Offensively, 8 carries, 34 yards for Drew Byers, 1 carry for 10 yards for Minnick, and then Aiden Orts with that 86-yard touchdown run. And that's a total of 130 yards on the ground for Redbank Valley in the first half. This is where most of the damage has been done, though, by Redbank Valley, and that is through the air. My goodness, listen to these numbers. Cam Wagner, 8 of 9 through the air for 202 yards and 5 touchdowns for Cam Wagner. He's connected with Ashton Kale 4 times for 80 yards, including 3 touchdowns, 1 of 30. 1 of 5 and 1 of 12. 2 catches for Aiden Nortz for 74 yards, including a 65-yard touchdown pass, and 3 catches for 80 yards for Mason Klaus, including a couple of touchdown catches for him. Total offense in the first half for Redbank Valley, 332 yards. Those are your halftime statistics, brought to you by the Laurel Eye Clinic. Mike, let's have a listen into this Keystone High School marching band under the direction of Mr. Christopher Long. Massive band, this Keystone marching band is, and we'll have a listen to them.
Oaks Building Supply is dedicated to providing quality building products to the community. You will always find what you need for your home improvement project and get great advice on how to do the job at Oaks Building Supply. Customer satisfaction is a top priority. Oaks Building Supply, for all your building and lumber supply needs. Located on Route 66 in Lucinda.
Brookville Equipment Corporation is a leading American manufacturer of locomotive, streetcar, and mining machinery. For over 100 years, Brookville has been a world-class manufacturer with innovation, quality engineering, product safety, and expert American craftsmanship. Every piece of equipment is designed and built entirely in our facility in Brookville, Pennsylvania. Join our team. Brookville is a family-owned business. We offer competitive wages, opportunities for growth, and outstanding benefits. Click the Now Hiring button on our website at brookvillecorp.com for current openings.
Zockrell Motor Truck Sales in Clarion is an International Diamond Ed certified service department. As one of only 276 such shops in all of North America, you can be sure that when your medium or heavy-duty truck needs service, the job will be done correctly at Zockrell Motors. Our work is guaranteed nationwide at any international truck dealer, and our parts and service prices can't be beaten. Our technicians are factory trained and factory certified. Don't trust a shop that just thinks that they can make repairs. Come to Zockrell Motors Diamond Edge Certified Service Department. If it's maintenance you need, click ZockrellMotors.com or call us for a quote on those jobs too. Our prices are great. Best of all, you know the repair is done right and it's guaranteed. Get your truck service work done at Zockrell Motor Truck Sales, 2 miles north of exit 64 Interstate 80 in Clarion.
Welcome back to Redbank Valley and the Heater Lumber halftime show. And we are going to give a listen to the Redbank Valley Band under the direction of Eli Terwilliger. All right, that is the Redbank Valley Band, and we're going to continue with our Heater Lumber halftime show here. And a lot of scores there in the first half. Of course, a lot of them by the home team here, Redbank Valley. 42-7 is our score, but we want our first half scoring summary sponsored by Gatesman Auto Body.
Yeah, let's just say it's a good thing that they put 20 minutes on the halftime clock and not 15 minutes on the halftime clock to give us time to run through all of these here. You know, we've harped on this. We told the story throughout that first half. If you were joining us late, the story coming into it was, what is Keystone? You know, the big question mark coming into the year, what are they? Where do they sit relative to this Redbank Valley team that you know, everybody looks at them as one of the best teams in this District 9 league. And Keystone gets the ball first. Keystone takes 8 plays. Keystone drives down the field. And Keystone scores on an 8-play drive, 6-yard touchdown run by Tyler Albright, and they really had Redbank Valley guessing defensively there, and Albright is able to score. Beal's PAT was good. At that point, it was 7-0 Keystone. Usually at that point you'll say, and it's been Redbank ever since. Well, it's been Redbank, and it's been a lot of Redbank ever since that point. Just a couple of plays later, it was Wagner to Orts. Orts was able to, it was a beautiful touch pass from Wagner. He's able to connect with Orts. Orts is able to shake out a 1 tackle, 65-yard touchdown pass on just the second play of that drive. The Klaus PAT is good. We're tied at 7 at that point. The ensuing kickoff is fumbled by the Panthers, and on the second play of the ensuing drive, it's Wagner to Ashton Kale, 30-yard touchdown pass. Klaus with another PAT. And at that point, it is 14-7, Redbank Valley with the lead. They were able to force a 3-and-out of the Panthers. Redbank Valley gets the football back, and in the latter moments of the first half, Wagner connects with Kale on a 5-yard touchdown pass. Klaus connects on another PAT, and Redbank Valley has the 21-0 lead. And Redbank Valley continues to find the open man offensively. It was in the second quarter, ranging from early in the second to the 3:51 mark. It was Wagner to Klaus on a 12-yard touchdown pass. It was Wagner to Klaus again on a 16-yard touchdown pass this time. And then just under 4 minutes to play, rounding out the scoring in the first half, Wagner hits Orts. No, I'm sorry. Not a touchdown pass on this one. It was Orts on the 86-yard touchdown run. A missed tackle on the far sideline from us. There was a second missed tackle in which the Panthers tried to push him out of bounds instead of wrapping and tackling there. And Orts was able to tiptoe the sideline. And the indicator to me that it was a good call is, if you looked at the Panthers sideline, did you notice anybody getting too excited?
No.
They weren't getting too excited. Maybe they were a little frustrated with, trying to push him out of bounds or something like that. But nobody seemed too bothered and too excited about the no call on him stepping out of bounds. And the officials right there, great angle. Orts with the 86-yard touchdown run to round out the scoring in that first half. Hey, don't forget Klaus, P-A-T, for all of those scores. And it's 42-7 here at the half. Redbank Valley with the lead, and not only that, but because they kept Keystone out of the end zone there at the end of that first half, the Redbank Valley Bulldogs do have the mercy rule clock starting in this second half. So that's always a great place to be if you are the Bulldogs to finish this game off.
Yes,
finish it off quickly.
It is that 35-point divide, so it will be a running clock to start the second half. That is our Gatesman Auto Body scoring summary. Dustin.
I wanted to mention, as Redbank Valley's marching band makes their way off the field, do want to remind folks that we will be broadcasting the Clarion County Marching Band Festival. It's a really great event. This year Keystone is hosting it, but you get all of the schools from the county that usually will have their marching band attend that one, and we will have video coverage of that one. Mike Kalinowski will be there with just some little input here and there and give you some of the reads and give you some insight on exactly what these marching bands are going to be playing under the direction of who and all of that good stuff. And we know there are a lot of people who love that marching band festival and really enjoy getting to see that out-of-town folks, grandparents, whatever, that love that. And that's a 7 o'clock on Monday, October 24th, and we'll be on in time for that one. I'll tell you that, folks. We'll be on right before 7 o'clock that night, and we'll bring you every second of that. We love bringing you that event. It's really an entertaining evening, and we look forward to it as these marching bands make their way off the field this evening.
We're certainly looking forward to that. This is the Heater Lumber halftime show. We have a score at the half. Redbank Valley 42 and Keystone 7. We're going to take a break. You're tuned in to the Kerle Tire High School Football Game of the Week on exploreClarion and D9Sports.com.
Best of luck this season to all our local football teams. From your one-stop car, truck, and SUV dealer, Clarion Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Visit us on Main Street in Clarion or start online at exploreClarion.com.
With so much to protect each day, Eric Schick Insurance and Financial Services is here to help you find the right coverage that fits your life. Call 814-275-2210 to learn more.
Locally owned and operated, Hager Paving of Strattonville provides a range of services: hot mix asphalt, cold patch asphalt, tar and chipping, and seal coating. Hager Paving's reputation in business is based on customer service, referrals, and your satisfaction. Serving residential, commercial, industrial, and local municipalities throughout Western Pennsylvania, exceptional service, exceptional quality. That's Hager Paving of Strattonville. Call 814-764-5080. That's 814-764-5080 for Hager Paving.
Redbank Chevrolet, the area's #1 Chevrolet dealer and Clarion County's truck headquarters. So if you're in the market for a new or used Chevrolet car, truck, or SUV, go to Redbank Chevrolet, 500 Broad Street in New Bethlehem, or online redbankchevrolet.com. Skilled staff at Redbank Chevrolet is ready to meet all of your automotive needs. If we don't see you today, we'll see you at Redbank Chevrolet.
We're back here with our Heater Lumber halftime show. At the half, we have the score: Redbank Valley 42 and Keystone 7. We're going to take a look at what else is going on score-wise here around D9.
His Aquamotor scoreboard update, still second quarter score that we have on Central Clarion Punxsutawney. The Wildcats up 21-7 in that one. Port Allegheny now all over Cameron County, 32-0 at the half. Clearfield leading Phillipsburg Osceola 41-0. Cowdy up on Smethport 8-0. That's a halftime score. You have Elk County Catholic all over Sheffield at the half, 40-0. Kane leads Ridgeway 22-13 in the second quarter. Halftime score, Karn City leading St. Mary's 14-0. This is an important one, I think, for the Falcon Knights. Union AC Valley, losing big the last couple of weeks. I mean, losing big to this Keystone team a couple of weeks ago at Union, and then last week to a very good Central Clarion team. This was a week that Falcon Knight team needed to answer the bell and answer the call against Brockway. This Brockway team is solid, and you're traveling up to Vericchetti Field to play them, and the Falcon Knights lead 20-0 at the half. So, this might be a situation where if you're a Falcon Knight fan, you might look back at week number 4 and say, okay, that was a turning point. That's a team that had some high hopes this season. District 9 runner-up. They had Redbank on the ropes last year in that district championship game. And a team that came into this season with some high hopes and maybe not necessarily where they wanted to be, albeit a tough schedule with Central Clarion and that out-of-conference, scheduling in the third week. But to be 1-2 after 3, they needed this victory. And it's not anything guaranteed by any stretch at this point, but they needed a game where they're putting it together, and it looks like the Falcon Knights are in a good place in the second quarter, leading Brockway 20-0.
So that is our Zockro Motors scoreboard here. And what are you telling both of these teams here in the second half? Let's check out Kifer's keys here for the second half.
Keys to the half and keys to the second half and keys to the game are always a lot easier when it's not a 35-point game, right? But when it comes to these two teams, the general key to the second half is the mentality with which you attack this second half. I mean, a running clock, 5-score lead, it's a live practice situation. You get 24 minutes of game time for a live practice situation. That means if you're Keystone, you're not going to see them come out and sling the football around. You don't need to come out here and try to pick up big chunk yards. Run your offense, work on things that you need to work on offensively if you're the Keystone Panthers. Do what you want to do with the mindset that we just want positive things to happen in the next 24 minutes of game time to lead into our game next week. If you're Redbank Valley, to be completely honest with you, you love keeping the momentum going, but you want to stay healthy, right? I mean, You've got a huge lead here. Last thing you want is to see somebody that's going to be important in the final 6 weeks of the season go out when you're up by 35 points. So I think it's a unique set of keys whenever you have a situation up by 35 at the half, especially in a game that two teams come into unbeaten, and you're wanting to see where these two teams set relative to each other.
Those keys brought to you by Kerle's Kitchen. The second half kickoff is underway. Beal with the squib taken by the returner at the 25-yard line. He's up to over the 30-yard line, to close to the 35-yard line on a return. I believe that might have been Kerle on the return. That's where Redbank Valley will start with a running clock here, just underway in the third quarter.
Yep, and they'll change of possession. You'll see it on injuries, timeouts. They'll stop the clock, but immediately get it started here with the possession. Not surprised to see Wagner out here in the first possession of this one. I mean, you want a few repetitions here in the second half if you're Redbank Valley for your starting crew.
He's got the football. He's going to pitch it to Minnick around that left side. He's up to the 40-yard line and out of bounds about the 43-yard line. Nice pickup on the play. Pickup of about 8. And a second down and 2 here for Redbank Valley, just underway in the second half.
It's just so hard, no matter where you are position-wise, if you're Keystone, to be able to match that speed of Tate Minnick.
They're going to give him a gain of 6 on the play. It'll be a second down here. We'll call it a gain of 7 on the play, a second down and 3.
And Keystone has to play it somewhat honest here with the 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. They've got to go with at least shading the safety over that way. Run the sweep to that opposite side.
Wagner across the middle. His pass is complete to the 45-yard line. That's Kerle inside the 30-yard line and down close to the 25-yard line here for Ashton Kerle. A big pickup there on second down.
Yeah, 30-yard pickup for Kerle.
That'll be a pickup. They called him down at the 30-yard line.
Ashton Kerle now over 100 yards receiving in the game. He has 5 catches, 3 of them for scores.
Twin wide receivers on both sides for Wagner. He's got it. Looking left. Throwing left. He's going to throw it to the end zone. Pass is incomplete. Good coverage over there by Keth.
And the one thing we haven't talked about much with Redbank Valley and their passing game is the amount of time that Cam Wagner has had to throw the football. Now, some
makes
of
all the difference in the
right,
world.
and some of that has been because of his ability to make some time. On the first completion that he had here in this third quarter, he made some of that time by getting flushed out of the pocket and using his legs. That one, he just sat back in that pocket for a long time and was able to find a receiver.
Second down and 10. It's Givens to Byers over the right side. He's going to be stuffed for about maybe a yard loss on the play.
That's
the intended receiver was Caden Roop on that last play.
Yeah, the forward progress was stopped there, but that's a pretty quick whistle from the officiating crew, and they have the same mindset here too. I mean, a 35-point lead, a running clock. The zeros can't come soon enough.
Let's all be safe
that type
here.
of mindset, yeah.
Third down and 12. Wagner looking left. Now middle. Gets pressure in the middle. He's going to roll right. Reverse field and head to the sideline. He has a man open. That's Minnick.
It's all coming
to the
back.
sideline to the 10. He will get into the end zone, but a penalty flag comes in.
And that entire Redbank Valley team must have seen the yellow come up, and it was an obvious illegal block. Beal was coming in. I think it might have been Cole Henry. I'm not sure exactly who it was, but they had a lot of pressure on Wagner there, and it was just a clear extended arm right in the middle of the back type of play in front of the white hat and the sideline official that's there. So those are pretty easy, but the Redbank crew must have known the guys in the field because I think every one of them, he just finished the play and then ran backwards. They knew what happened there.
It's one thing to do it. It's a whole nother thing to do it and get caught. And he got caught
now
red-handed on that one.
Because it happened so far in the backfield, because Wagner was kind of flushed out, it puts him way behind the sticks.
We're back to the 49. Wagner's got it. Again, here roll left. Instant pressure. Pass is complete. That's Klaus. He breaks out of a tackle at the 35 and gets to the 30-yard line. That is very close to first down yardage for Redbank. Well,
the
original line of scrimmage, so about 10 yards to go here for first down yardage.
Well, I've got Klaus now at 99 yards. Darn close to 100 there. I'd like to believe that Redbank Valley would put him at 100 if they're statting this. Their official stats, they're going to put him at 100 there.
These are Kifer
stats. Yeah. I'm not good at math, you know?
Yeah, right. All right, we have a fourth down and 10. Wagner. He's going to throw it up. He's got a man down there. That pass is going to be incomplete as he was looking for Klaus. Good coverage as well, but an overthrown football there.
Yeah, Drew Slogenhop in great coverage there. He read Klaus very well, saw that it was that streak route, that fly route going down the sideline, and Slogenhop just turned and ran with him. What a beautiful ball from Wagner, though. He just throws the touch on that thing. I mean, that's the way you teach that type of ball. Get back there, get good ball flight on it, give it enough air to be able to adjust to it, but not too much.
Sure.
And that's a beauty right there from Wagner.
So now Keystone with their first possession here of the second half. And they're going to run it with Nellis. He is going to go up the middle for about a 3-yard gain, maybe 4 on the play.
I don't want to alarm anybody here, but Wagner did throw 2 incomplete passes on that last possession. So I don't know if there's any reason for concern for the Redbank Valley fans there, but sarcasm noted, hopefully.
I think they'll live with it. It'll be a second down and 6. And a give here to Albright. Albright over that left side. He's got good yardage over the 50-yard line and jumped down close to the 40-yard line and out of bounds. Number 50 for Redbank Valley on the tackle, Caden Adams. A touchdown-saving tackle, more than likely.
Big chunk play for Albright, 25 yards, nearly doubles his total for the game, puts him at 53 now. He's talking about Wagner and the 2 incomplete passes there. There's a reason I point those out. It's because those were incomplete passes number 2 and number 3 on the game. That's notable when you're at this point in the third quarter. Clock on a running clock already down under 6.5 minutes to play in quarter number 3.
Heater in motion, give to Nellis. Over the right side, he is tackled almost immediately after a 1-yard gain. Testing that defensive line to Redbank Valley to no avail there. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, the linebacker on that left side did a nice job of, we've talked about it, that gap integrity, that ability to know what your job is, know where you need to fly to, and even when you see that motion, even when you see Heater go left to right in that jet motion, being able to stay true to where you're supposed to be, keep that spot filled and not flow with that. That's somebody else's job to contain that guy. Good work by the linebacker.
Fumble as he tried to hand it off to Nellis, and now he's being chased in the backfield and drugged down as Weaver back near the 48-yard line. Close to a 9-yard loss on the play.
And boy, you've watched this Redbank Valley team enough. Last season, this year, even the year before, and when something like that happens, it's like sharks just smelling blood. Do sharks smell blood, or do they taste? What is it?
They can smell it.
Did they smell it? Is that right?
Is that mile away or something crazy like that?
Is that correct? The right analogy? But whatever the case, it's like sharks, with blood in the water, because they can sense that there's somebody in a struggle, and they just swarm in those situations.
16, here's Weaver throwing middle of the field, passes incomplete behind his intended receiver, Albright. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, 4th down here, and I know Mike has been really excited getting to be on a call here because he's been practicing that Bulldog call. If you ever watch the games with Mike and Bob, and I know Redbank Valley and Keystone fans do all the time, and you always hear Kalinowski and Bob going back and forth on the mascot calls. So yeah, kudos to Mike. He's been working on his Bulldog and his Panther too.
I don't want to scare all these people here. Is that good or no? No? Okay.
Not as good as the Chuck from Punxsutawney, though. A timeout taken by Keystone.
A good time for a break. How about that? You're tuned in to the Kerle Tire High School Football Game of the Week on exploreClarion and D9Sports.com.
Best of luck this season to all our local football teams. From your one-stop car, truck, and SUV dealer, Clarion Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Visit us on Main Street in Clarion or start online at exploreClarion.com.
Back here in Redbank Valley, 4:06 remaining in the third quarter, 42-7 is our score here. And we are right in the midst of our Zoccaro Motors third quarter.
And a quick one, too. Remember, running clock since the beginning of this third quarter with the 35-point lead at the half.
It's a 4th down and 16, ball at the 46-yard line. Weaver's back. He steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to attempt to run and get back to the original line of scrimmage to close to the 40-yard line. But that'll be a turnover here for Keystone.
Golbish was able to quickly make his way in. Saw that one coming through. We have a stoppage here of some sort. The referee. Just some discussion, I guess. Whatever the case, it's going to be a turnover on downs. Redbank Valley will get the football back.
And it's been a pretty smooth game as far as that's concerned, and that's nice to see. You know, these officials are basically volunteers out there doing their work, and so they've done a nice job here this evening.
Mike, that is Braylon Wagner.
So he will
now into the game.
Be the quarterback here for Redbank.
Still see Kerle out there.
It's a handoff to the back. That back's going to get good yardage over the 50-yard line, brought down about the 45. That was Byers. And we do have, it looks like a player down here for Redbank Valley.
I think we're going to see a healthy dose of Byers here in this second half.
So 3:24 remaining here in the third quarter. Zockrell Motors third quarter, 42-7 is our score. And we're going to take a break. You're tuned in to the Kerle Tire High School Football Game of the Week on D9 Sports and exploreClarion.com.
Zockrell Motor Truck Sales in Clarion is an international Diamond Ed certified service department. As one of only 276 such shops in all of North America, you can be sure that when your medium or heavy-duty truck needs service, the job will be done correctly at Zockrell Motors. Our work is guaranteed nationwide at any international truck dealer, and our parts and service prices can't be beaten. Our technicians are factory trained and factory certified. Don't trust a shop that just thinks that they can make repairs. Come to Zockrell Motors Diamond Ed Certified Service Department. If it's maintenance you need, click ZockrellMotors.com or call us for a quote on those jobs too. Our prices are great. Best of all, you know the repair is done right and it's guaranteed. Get your truck service work done at Zockrell Motor Truck Sales, 2 miles north of exit 64 Interstate 80 in Clarion.
Here on first down for Redbank Valley. Wagner in. And it's a handoff to Byers. Spins out of a tackle and picks up about 3. So that is number 9, Braylon Wagner. He's a freshman, 5'10", 146 pounds. I'm going to venture to say he's probably related to Cam. Wouldn't you, Dustin?
And, you know, it's a great opportunity here, and that's what you got to love whenever you can open up a lead like this one. I like the decision that Coach Gold and the coaching staff for Redbank went with. Let your first offense be out there. Let Cam be out there for that first possession of the second half. See what you can do. And then it's time to give your second guy an opportunity.
Wagner throw down the sideline, incomplete, short of his intended receiver, Kerle, as he had instant pressure on his face. We have a penalty on the play. And
that's in the backfield there.
Our penalties are brought to you by Redbank Chevrolet.
Roughing the passer penalty. It's a roughing the passer penalty as Wagner was flushed out of the pocket and a late hit on him.
So that will be a 15-yard penalty. And it will be a first down here for Redbank Valley with 2:20 remaining here in the third quarter.
Goes from midfield to fairly deep in plus territory if you're a Bulldogs fan inside that 30-yard line. Now, we talked about this. You still have, you know, Klaus out there. He's at the top of the screen. I think Orts is over there at the top of the screen as well.
Yes.
Down at the bottom of the screen is Ashton Kerle. So you still have quite a bit of the receiving crew in there, and you're starting back.
Orts in motion, and they're going to hand it off to Byers, and he's stuffed for a little bit of a loss, maybe 1 or 2 on the play.
Byers at 12 carries for 50 yards. That running clock has us now at the 2-minute mark in quarter 3. 7-0 Keystone at the 8-minute mark of the first quarter, and then 42 straight.
So we'll give him a loss of 1 on the play. Braylon Wagner with the shotgun set, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. He's back. Pressure. Now he'll roll left. And he'll race to the sideline and pick up a couple yards, get out of bounds here.
Positive yardage.
Chased out of bounds by Nellis.
Albeit not a lot. Positive yardage for Wagner here. Credit Drew Byers there, the sophomore, and a great blitz pickup, or, you know, just great pressure pickup there on his left, the defensive right side. That DN just came in almost untouched, and Byers does a nice job of picking him up. Might have been designed that way. Picks him up, gives him time to flush out of the pocket.
Wagner just strolling out there. Now he'll throw it to the sideline. Pass is incomplete. Looking for number 84 on the play, Caden Roop. He seems comfortable out there. He knows he's got a really good line around him. And I was going to say something about that last play. Not electing to try to fit the football into tight coverage there. Made a good play, just got what he could get to the sideline there. And led the play to next down. Nice job by the freshman quarterback there.
We have a Zocker Motor scoreboard update here facing a 4th down at Redbank Valley, but I think they can run the clock out with the running clock even after the incomplete pass. It is now Union AC Valley. This is the score we talked about a lot at the half. Union AC Valley 20, Brockway 7 is now a halftime score. Mike?
And we are at the end of the third quarter. After 3 quarters here in Redbank Valley, we have the Redbank Valley Bulldogs up 42-7 on Keystone. We're going to take a break and continue with our Kerle Tire High School football game of the week on D9 Sports and exploreClarion.com. We're back here in Redbank Valley with our Kerle Tire High School football game of the week on EYT Media. Michael Collins, Dustin Kifer, Tyler Oakes, and Chase upstairs on camera. Chase Steinman. I want to give our shout out to our man with the great camera work here this evening. We have a 4th down play here for Redbank Valley. And Braylon's got it. He's going to roll to his right, throw it to the sideline. The pass is caught, it looks like, over there. But maybe short of first down yardage.
Incomplete.
Incomplete is what they're going to call it.
It skipped into Ortz's hands on the far sideline there, and so the turnover on downs will give it to Keystone. You know, Mike, we've talked a lot about it with Redbank Valley and the ability to throw the football. The total right now is, well, for Cam Wagner at least, it ended up being, let's see what that would be. That would be 10 of 14 through the air for 252 yards, and then a few incompletions here for Braylon Wagner. But none of this happens if not for the protection plays of the game. And I know that there was one guy in particular that Coach Blaine Gold had talked about leading up to this week for Redbank Valley.
Absolutely, and Brandon Ross, and unfortunately he went out of the game with an injury here tonight. We'll continue that here. We'll talk about him in a second as they hand it off on first down. A couple yard pickup here by Keystone, but Brandon Ross has really been a stalwart on that offensive line here, and somebody that Coach Blaine Gold called out by name.
Yep.
Is really impressed with this young man and what he's done for this offensive line. But of course, with any offensive line, they're a unit. They all work as one. He is one of the many on that offensive line, but he has really done a nice job here for this team this year.
Eric Schick Insurance Agency protection player of the game that we wanted to highlight really this entire offensive line for the amount of time that they've given Wagner here tonight and how effective he's been.
And again, it's going to be a run here.
Lost the football on the snap.
Yeah, it looked like a fumble there.
Just kind of didn't connect on it.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down here for Keystone. Ball is placed just inside the 30-yard line, about the 28.5-yard line. Keystone doing really what you said they were going to do. Kind of come out and play their game. They're not a huge down-the-field type of team. They're going to run the football. That's what they're doing.
Yep, and
get some motivation for next week.
Yeah, try to put some positive things together here in the second half.
Weaver's going to roll right. Throw it up. He's got a man. The pass is incomplete. Beautiful defense there by number...
That's Kale.
6, Ashton Kale on the play. Broke that pass up. It was a good throw by Race.
Yeah, but Kale did such a phenomenal job of reading where that route was coming. And if you saw it, Kerle has that burst of speed too that a lot of these Bulldogs have, but Kerle did a nice job of sagging back, baiting the throw a little bit. Boy, he threw a nice ball there, and Kerle just broke on it at the right time, got in front of it, and almost had the pick.
Nellis is going to punt this football away. 9:33 remains here in the fourth. Fast-moving second half because of the divide. And an official, nope, it's going to be a timeout taken here by Keystone.
Let's take a look at the Zocker Motor scoreboard while we have an opportunity here. Clock stops at 9:28 in the fourth quarter. Halftime score, it is Brookville up 7-0 at the half over Montauk. Brookville winless, I believe, on the season.
Surprising.
Really interesting game last week. They had the lead in the second half, and that one had the lead in the fourth quarter. Keystone goes down and scores. They're down by a point. They line up for the extra point, and then they fake the extra point. Gets 2-point conversion with about 6 minutes to play, and then things just got goofy.
Confusion.
Go back and read the recap of it from last week. We won't go into that, but Brookville does lead at the half over Montauk 7-0. We already mentioned the Falcon Knights, Union AC Valley leading Brockway 20-7. That's a halftime score. Current City's lead over St. Mary's is 14-0. That's in the fourth quarter. Kane leads Ridgeway 22-13. That is a second quarter score update that we have. County up 16-0 over Smethport. That's an interesting score as well. That's a fourth quarter score at Coudersport.
Here's the kick. It's a good kick by Nellis. Kerle says get out the way. It's going to take a Keystone roll about the 32-yard line. 31-yard line, go out of bounds. And we have 9:18 remaining here in the fourth quarter. This is our Clarion County Community Bank fourth quarter, so we certainly do appreciate them. All kinds of locations all over the area, the Clarion County Community Bank. There's one here in New Bethlehem.
Yep, Reimersburg, Clarion, and the newest one in Franklin. Speaking of Franklin, our buddies, Mike Kalinowski and the Governor Bob Dunkel, are up at Oil City tonight for that one. SFBN taking care of that one. Oil City leading 42-0 in the third quarter up there. So that one's also in the Mercy roll as well. So
Raylan Wagner will hand it off. Again, it's Byers. Will cut it back upfield. Pick up maybe one, possibly two on the play. To bring up a 2nd down and 9 here.
Elijah Will just wrapped him and kept driving. That was a nice battle between Will, the junior for the Panthers.
And that's the one player that really popped off the tape there last week when I was watching that Keystone Brookville game. He was everywhere. And he's doing it again here tonight. Unfortunately, his team's looking up at a big deficit. It'll be a 2nd down and 8 on the 34. Give to Byers again. Byers is going to push that pile to about the 35-yard line, maybe a pickup of 2 there.
You know, it's just something that watching this Redbank offense, and you see them go 2 to both sides, 2 wide to both sides, and it's interesting philosophically how things have changed over the years, and how you can still run that football off tackle and right up the gut, and you can still do your sweeps and things like that by spreading people out. I love how the philosophy has changed so much, because now there has to be a little bit of respect for the guys on the outside, and it just becomes a numbers game on the inside. More space, more available room, and especially the way that Wagner was able to throw the football in the first half.
And it is a handoff here, and that receiver is down the right sideline across the 50, number 84, Caden Roop, with a nice pickup on the play. That's a 1st down for Redbank Valley. It's nice to see Caden Roop getting some touches here this evening.
Yep, you go off tackle or right up the gut for a couple of plays. On a 3rd and long, you send some guys deep and run the sweep, and that's the thing. Get people out, get people wide, get people some space, and good for him to pick up the big chunky yards there.
From the gun is Wagner again to hand off to Byers. He's over the 50 to the 45, and will be gang tackled as he gets pushed back to the 45-yard line, maybe the 44.
Clock
for progress.
Just continues to chug away here. We're under 7 minutes to play now in this game. Again, make sure you're checking out d9sports.com for recaps of all of these throughout the weekend and stories from our man Mike Kilroy.
Shotgun set. Wagner hits him with the hard count. They came across. Or did they? Or were they induced?
Nah, yeah, that's got to be on Keystone.
I was setting the table, Dustin. Let me set the table.
The suspense. Yeah, I think Will tried to time the snap there and came across the neutral zone.
So that will be a Redbank Valley first down, 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line.
Sometimes those are questionable. Sometimes the two sidelines are arguing about it. That one, no, not so much.
Pretty cut and dry. Wagner's going to take it himself. Quarterback Keeper is going to get stuffed about the line of scrimmage. He's got long strides, long legs, long strides for that young man. It's going to be interesting to see him, if he's the starting quarterback next year, what he looks like out there. He seems very calm to me.
Yeah, I think, and you'll develop, you'll grow. I mean, Cam hasn't always had that ability. We've harped on what Cam does so well, and that's that ability to shrink the field down, pre-snap read going into during the play reads, and that ability to see what does the defense give me.
Carson Gold out there at wide receiver for Redbank Valley.
And the younger Wagner is going to pick that up, and that's going to happen for him.
Byers around that right side. He's going to get down to about the 35, maybe the 34-yard line. Nice pickup on the play of about 5.
And these are the moments, these in-game situations are where you start to develop that. And that's the reason why, some people might say, why are you calling a pass play when you're up by 35 and stuff? Well, because you're developing a freshman who is in there. Give him the opportunity to go against a varsity defense here and be able to make some of those reads and make good decisions and decide when to release and decide who to go to.
From the 34-yard line, still in that shotgun set that they love to run. 2 to the right, 1 to the left.
Play clock at 2.
And a timeout taken here by Coach Gold and company.
Yeah, there was some confusion there from the they were looking over for a formation or a play call or something like that.
We are going to take a break. You're tuned in to the Kerle Tire High School Football Game of the Week on D9 Sports and exploreClarion.com.
Hi, my name is Jason, and welcome to Sweet Basil. Come on in.
We're good. We just got to... How's this? We're back here in Redbank Valley, 4:41 remaining here. And we have a 3rd and 5 up and coming here at the 34-yard line for Redbank Valley. Braylon Wagner at quarterback here.
Hey, there's no doubt at this point you're going to make it to Walmart in time before they close.
Oh man, 11
Good
o'clock.
For you.
11 o'clock.
I know.
I hate Walmart. I can't go there if I.
Our post-game show brought to you by Walmart.
Yeah. All right, again a handoff here, and that is Byers, and he's picking and choosing his way down to the 30-yard line. Nice pickup by him. Close to first down yardage. He's going to be about 1.5 yards short. This clock has been winding all half. 4:23 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
In on the tackle for Keystone, Sam Hogue, senior. 16 carries, 64 yards now for Byers, facing a 4th down and short. 4th and long 2, short 3.
2 to the left and 1 to the right for Wagner. I'm going to let that play clock dip on down. We're only at 15 seconds on it. Redbank Valley very patient, taking their time. Now Wagner's got it. It's going to be an option pitch out to Byers, and he is going to get close to first down yards. I think we'll see where they mark it.
Darn close, but it looks like the sideline official pointed. Yeah, I was going to say sideline official gave the indication, waved them the other direction, and said, "All right, set it up. We're going the other direction on that one." I like the option pitch there from Braylon Wagner. There you go. There's the mascot, the Bulldog mascot for Redbank Valley. And a lift from the Redbank cheerleaders. Great shot by Chase. Did you hear that bark, Mike? I heard it too.
I heard something of the sort.
I don't know what that was. I don't know. It might need to go to the vet though. It sounded sick. Did it sound sick to you? Sounded ill.
We're going to take a break here. You're listening to the fourth quarter brought to you by the Clarion County Community Bank, and you're tuned in to the Kerle Tire High School Football Game of the Week on D9 Sports and exploreClarion.com.
West Park Rehab Physical Therapy, providing traditional physical therapy plus diagnostic testing to include EMG nerve conduction study and musculoskeletal ultrasounds.
Located in Parker, Emlenton, and Clarion, UFP Parker is now hiring for several skill levels, including general labor, truss assembler, and industrial assemblers. For more information, visit ufpi.com/careers.
We're back with more here in our fourth quarter, our Clarion County Community Bank fourth quarter. 3:44 remains. And
Soccer
you
Motors
have some scores for us.
Scoreboard update. This is the game we've kind of had our eye on since halftime. Union AC Valley's lead is now 26-13. That is a third quarter score over Brockway.
Give is going to be to the back here. Looks like Heater with the football, crossing the 30-yard line to about the 32-yard line.
Yep. Getting to that point where
pick up a 2.
You're going to have a lot of different guys touching the ball potentially here. Central Clarion's lead is still 21-7. That's the score. We have Karn City now 14-6. St. Mary's gets on the board in the fourth quarter. That game's nearing its end. Karn City's lead cut to 14-6. Brookville's lead still 7-0 over Montauk in the fourth quarter. County up 16-0 over Smethport in the fourth quarter as well.
Weaver's still out there at quarterback. No, it is not actually Keth at quarterback now, and Heater will get the football, and he picks up a first down run across the 40-yard line.
Yeah, you've pretty much got JV against JV here for these two squads for the most part.
The clock tick-tocking down to under 3 minutes in this one. So Byers doesn't play a lot as far as defense with the varsity, but he will play with the JV for sure. He's out there now.
10 guys, 9 guys in the box, very tight to the line.
And a run here that goes for no yardage is number 12, number 12, Quentin Graham on the run there. It's been a nice night here and beautiful weather we've had here in Redbank Valley tonight. Big crowds. It's nice to see these big crowds this year.
That's great.
And a festive atmosphere here in Redbank Valley.
Yeah, you look back to a couple seasons ago in that 2020 year with COVID restrictions, crowd size, things like that, and you realize how much all the extra stuff matters.
And that's number 15 running with the football for Keystone. Reyes. Is it George or Jorge? Jorge Reyes. Okay.
Yep.
Nice run by him. And that's a first down here for Keystone as we tick down to 1:30 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
But, that 2020 season, like you were talking about with the big crowd, no bands or very limited bands that were at most of the games. Crowd sizes, they were ticketed. They weren't allowed that many people in. You usually didn't have cheerleaders for either of the teams. And just the atmosphere of the night was missing in those. And it's just great now looking back that we hopefully don't have to go back to that again.
Drew Keth with the football, and he's going to reverse course and pick up some yardage down to the 45-40 to the sideline and close to the 33-yard line, pushed out of bounds, maybe the 35. Nice run by him, showing his shiftiness and moves.
Ty Hetrick's able to track him down and push him out of bounds, but he's able to pick up 14 yards on that run as we get under 45 seconds now on the game clock there. Usually plays like that don't work out that well.
No,
usually when you start reversing your field that much, there's a block in the back, there's a crackback type of block, or you get lit up when you reverse your field. But good for Keth being able to find some open space.
Keth is going to throw it. He does. Pass is incomplete along the sideline there with 14 seconds remaining.
And that's going to do it with the running clock here for this ball game tonight.
All right. So the final score here in Redbank Valley, the Redbank Valley Bulldogs 42 and the Keystone Panthers 7. We'll take a break and we'll come back with our First United National Bank postgame show. Kerle Tire High School football on D9 Sports and exploreClarion.com.
Dubrook, a division of M&B Group, is your trusted local ready-mix supplier for residential and commercial projects. Dubrook provides a full line of decorative concrete, as well as concrete supplies, along with a variety of concrete tools and accessories. Dubrook can provide services large or small for residential and commercial projects to contractors or homeowners. Dubrook is here to provide you with options and ideas to make planning your next project simple. Let Dubrook help you with the supplies you need to get the job done. Call 1-844-382-7665. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities with plants in Clarion, Du Bois, St. Mary's, Butler, Evans City, Bradford, and Meadville.
Hey, Julie, nice deck. Did you get that at Tio Nesta Builder Supply?
It's Tio Nesta Builder Supply, and yes, Dave, I did.
Wonder if they sell siding and roofing at Tio Nesta Builder Supply.
It's Tio Nesta, and yes, Tio Nesta Builder Supply has that too. Come on, Dave. You've never been there? They have 2 showrooms for anything home improvement. Mom got a custom kitchen there. Bill down the street got the materials for his garage. They have this awesome website, www.tionestabuilders.us. You can buy online. They really have everything for the home.
Wow, I'm heading over to Tio Nesta. I know. Tio Nesta Builders.
Tio Nesta Builder Supply Home Improvement Center, family owned and operated since 1958, with locations in Tio Nesta and Shippenville.
That sounds good. I'll check them out online at tionestabuilders.us.
Throughout West Central Pennsylvania, people are losing their glasses. Well, they haven't really lost them. They just don't need them anymore. Thanks to the amazing LASIK surgeons at Laurel Eye Clinic. Call Laurel Eye Clinic and schedule your free consultation.
Locally owned and operated, Hager Paving of Strattonville provides a range of services: hot mix asphalt, cold patch asphalt, tar and chipping, and seal coating. Hager Paving's reputation in business is based on customer service, referrals, and your satisfaction. Serving residential, commercial, industrial, and local municipalities throughout Western Pennsylvania, exceptional service, exceptional quality. That's Hager Paving of Strattonville. Call 814-764-5080. That's 814-764-5080 for Hager Paving.
Welcome back to Redbank Valley, and we have a final score here in Redbank Valley. The Bulldogs 42 and the Panthers of Keystone 7. This is the First United National Bank postgame show. We were treated to quite a show here by the home team here tonight, and we have some stats that we're going to look at by virtue of Laurel Eye Clinic.
All right, let's take a look at those Laurel Eye Clinic postgame statistics. We'll start with Keystone, who lost tonight 42-7. They fought a 3-1 on the season. On the ground, 92 yards on 18 carries for Kyle Nellis, 55 yards on 7 carries for Tyler Albright, 17 yards on 3 touches for Spencer Heater. Quentin Graham had 1 carry, no yards on that one. Drew Keth had a carry for 14 yards in that fourth quarter, and Jorge Reyes with 1 carry for 8 yards in the fourth quarter as well. Race Weaver, 5 carries, 3 yards for the Panthers. Total on the ground, 189 yards rushing. Through the air, Race Weaver goes 3 of 10, did throw 3 interceptions in the game, had 21 yards. Completions to Tyler Albright for 8, Keth for 8, and Kyle Nellis for 5 in the game for Keystone. Total for Keystone is 210 yards of total offense. For the Redbank Valley Bulldogs, in the air, 252 yards passing. It was a 10 of 14 showing for Cam Wagner, 252 and 5 touchdowns for the senior quarterback. Braylon Wagner steps in, did throw 3 incomplete passes in that fourth quarter. Did the younger Wagner for the Redbank Valley Bulldogs. Completions going to Ashton Kerle, 5 catches for 110 and 3 touchdowns, 4 catches, and we'll give him 100 yards. How about it? For Mason Klaus, and a couple of scores. He never did touch the ball again after I said he had 99. And then 2 catches and 74 yards for Aiden Orts, and he had a touchdown as well. So that's your the 65-yard touchdown that we'll come back to here in a moment. But I have something incorrect there. Whatever the case, it's Kerle had 2 touchdowns. So it's Klaus with 2, Kerle with 2, and Orts with the 1. On the ground for Redbank Valley, 16 carries, 64 yards for Drew Byers, 2 carries, 18 yards for Minnick, a carry for 4 yards for Braylon Wagner, and Roop late in the game had a 16-yard run, and of course Aiden Orts with that 86-yard touchdown run, which put the game to 42-7 with around 4 minutes to play in the second quarter, which put it at a 35-point margin of victory. So you're looking at 168, 172, 188 yards on the ground, and 252 in the air. If my math is correct, that totals to 440 yards of total offense for the Redbank Valley Bulldogs in a 42-7 victory over the Keystone Panthers.
Big time here tonight for Redbank Valley. Those are our Laurel Eye Clinic stats. So we're going to appreciate our Winging It throw of the game, brought to you by Sweet Basil Restaurant.
Yeah, and it goes back to the Wagner to Orts, the 65-yard touchdown pass. Remember, that was the second play after Keystone had driven down. First drive of the game, 8 plays. They score. Tyler Albright, 6-yard run. They mix Nellis well. Just a really nice drive, and then the answer. Wagner finds Orts, and then Orts is able to shake out of a tackle and score on the second play of Redbank's first drive. That is our Winging It throw of the game. It was Wagner to Orts.
We move on to our Clarion Ford drive of the game.
Yeah, the Clarion Ford drive of the game. It wasn't really, usually you're looking for one that's like an 8-play, 9-play, 10-play drive,
sure,
something big. But we talked about it, that it was really you tied it at 7, and then you kicked off to Keystone, and they fumbled it back to you. You've got to put it to them immediately and take the air out of it for the Panthers, and they did just that. A 30-yard touchdown pass from Wagner to Ashton Kerle, and it was just a 2-play drive, and that was it. But I think that drive, even though it's just 2 plays, may have been as critical as any other drive in this game because of the message it sent at that point in the game, where, there was a lot of excitement on that opposite sideline for the Keystone Panthers with that opening drive that they had. But the answers were pretty important there.
That's the one that put them up, and they never relinquished the lead.
Yep.
And so we move on, and we certainly do appreciate Hager Paving. We move on to our player of the game. It has to be Cam.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you look at the numbers for him, it has to come down to the passing game.
Yeah.
And you've got Kerle over 100 yards receiving. You've got Klaus right at 100 yards receiving. You've got Orts at 74 yards receiving. You've got touchdowns all over the place there. But the one piece that's part of all of that puzzle is Cam Wagner.
Yeah.
And Wagner just did such a phenomenal job of taking what the defense gave him and not forcing anything and not trying to be crazy with anything. And so Cam Wagner, undoubtedly your Hager Paving player of the game tonight.
So for both of these teams, something to build on. Tionesta Builders, something to build on. What do both of these teams look to in the future here?
Well, for Redbank Valley, it's just keeping the ball rolling. I mean, it's you try not to have that letdown period after you make your way all the way to the state championship game last year and have that, and they certainly haven't. They came out flying tonight in a game that was a matchup of two teams that were 3-0, and you just kind of wondered where people fit in. Is Redbank really good? Is Keystone up there with the best teams in this league, in this district? And so getting a feel for all of that for Redbank Valley, something to build on, and that is continuing the confidence of where you fit within District 9 and within this league as a whole. And for Keystone, you still got to find the good in this.
Sure.
You still got to find the good in this, and then also making adjustments to see, okay, what's happening there? How did Cam pick us apart in that first half quite a bit? And so something to build on. I think some good things happened in that second half if you're a Panther fan as well. And so a lot of things that you can come into next week if you're the Keystone Panthers, because it's time to answer the call. If you're Keystone, you have a trip up to Smethport next week, and that's not necessarily going to be an easy game either. So, and a long trip up there as well. So if you're Keystone, it's building on what you did in the second half and coming back and putting one back in the win column next week.
And speaking of next week, our Next Step Therapy looking ahead to next week.
Yeah, we potentially be at Union for Union AC Valley's game with Kane. We'll have to take a look. As you know, a game of the week format, it's always adjusting. And so if there's something that we like a little bit more, if Tyler really wants to drive up north somewhere, we can do that as well. But no, in all honesty, that's looks like that's where we're heading next week. And I'll welcome everybody to Reimersburg.
All right,
if that's the case.
We certainly do want to appreciate a few more of our sponsors. We'd like to appreciate Dubrook, who is our Red Zone sponsor. Bauer Truck Repair, our touchdown sponsor. Our punts are sponsored by Janie Montgomery Scott, and this is the Clarion Hospital broadcast booth. At least it was here this evening. And certainly, we would like to appreciate Universal Forest Products. They sponsor our kickoffs and the instant replay. Final score here in Redbank Valley: the Bulldogs 42 and the Keystone Panthers 7. That being said, for Dustin Kifer, Tyler Schmader, and Chase Stein, Tyler Oaks. I'm sorry.
He's a North Clarion guy.
I know too many Schmaders.
It all works.
I'm sure there's some Schmaders somewhere.
An Oaks or a Schmader or whatever. It doesn't matter. He's from North Clarion.
And Chase Steinman. I'm Michael Collins. This has been a presentation of Kerle Tire High School Football on D9 Sports and exploreClarion.com.
Have a great day.